And now, enjoy the stream from Dark Lycan 81. Z out.
I tell you, I love that entrance that Mike did. Like,
It's a brilliant entrance, isn't it? Are we on?
we are live.
Just checking. Do not. You are live on that. Like it. Please do not swear.
Swear? I'm Scottish. I've got to swear. Can't help it. It's a part of my life.
Hello to the lovely people on the stream and in the chat. Hope you had a brilliant week. Doing whatever it is. It's glorious weather here on Merseyside. What's it like up in Bonnie, Scotland, Baz?
Oh, it's been bro. We've only had one day worth of rain. The rest of it's been been really good. As you say, we were not used to the heat, Ian. So we always complain when it's too cold and we complain when it's too warm.
I was going to say, we're British is what we do.
It's because we only get like sun for like maybe 3-4 months of the year, and then the rest of it's like hail, snow, wind. 4 seasons in one day.
Exactly. Well, I was saying this to her because and early in the week I said we had 2 days of lovely sun, and I'm like, so did we enjoy summer then? She looked at me confused.
I was just like at the weekend there, man. It was just too warm to do anything.
Anyway, now that we've finished discussing the weather report, what have you been up to this week?
Just work, and more work.
Well, I suppose somebody has to.
Sorry, I've only got another 3 days to work next week, and then that's me on holiday. So I can't wait. I need a break.
Excellent. Yes, I've been working on stuff as well for a client's website. That's been my week. Fun and games, but what could you do?
Dave couldn't make it the night. He's been feeling a bit under the weather the last couple of days, so.
Well, if you're watching Dave, get well soon, buddy.
He's been no well. I think it's just all the stuff that he's done over the last couple of months. I think he's kind of burnt himself out a little bit. All these adventures.
He doesn't give me babies.
I know what it's like because I was like that a few months back, with everything that happened back in February, man. It just burnt me from completely out.
I don't blame you. I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all.
So welcome to episode 102. I can't believe I've done 102 live streams, man. This is crazy.
Oh my God, that's enough. That's one for each Dalmatian in the film 102 Dalmatians.
It has been a weird, to be honest with you, and YouTube this year for me has been kind of weird.
Well, that's completely understandable with everything you've had to deal with.
It's been weird in a good way, though.
Well, yes.
I was thinking about it, man, not Christmas there, but the Christmas before. Man, I was only on 200 subs. Now I'm over 2,000 subs, so it's kind of weird how quickly and how good the channel's kind of grew. Even though we're still a small channel, man, I've said it from the beginning, is like, we did do this for subs, we did it for likes and that, man. We're doing this for ourselves kind of thing. Yeah, it's just a thing, just grab everybody together on a Thursday and just talk nonsense, basically.
Exactly, it's what we do, isn't it?
But we have a guest tonight.
Excellent. That's what we like to see.
So we'll bring on Mr. APD.
Excellent. APD. We like him, APD.
Hey guys, how you all doing?
Oh, hello, sir. How are we?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for the invite this evening.
I know it was a bit of a short notice kind of thing, but I remember when we done the open mic a couple of weeks back, you couldn't make it because you had I think the wee boy was no well or something happened, and I was like, I'll double check with him, see if he wants to pop on and.
Absolutely, yeah. Sorry, it's fluff on my microphone. It's annoying me. No. When as soon as you have kids, basically everything goes to hell, and everything always gets you're completely at the mercy of miniature psychopaths. That's what happens, man.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Nick there, because with my nephew, I think I've slightly created a monster.
I bet his mother right now hates you.
Yeah, she does. There's like
I'm sure she does.
every
I'm
time
sure
he
she
goes
doesn't
out,
hate you.
he comes back, he's got a new from him, he's got a new action figure, and she's like, wait a minute, I think I've seen that one before. That's on your uncle's fucking
No,
lawn.
one second, guys.
Like,
I'm
yep.
just going to deal with something. I'll be back in 10 seconds.
It's like this weekend, Nick, where there's a new toy fair coming to a town near me,
Wicked.
but it's a horror / gothic
Coming
theme.
to a town near you.
So we're going to nip along to that just to see what it is, kind of thing, eh?
Like a proper horror one.
I don't know if it's a proper horror one, but this is the first time it's the majority of them. They've done them in like Stirling, Glasgow, Edinburgh, Dundee, Aberdeen, and all that kind of thing. So this is the first time it's kind of come to Fife. So it'll be interesting to see what they sell. But pictures and what I've kind of looked up on that, man, they do the horror stuff, they do the gothic stuff, but they're also got the additional stuff as well, eh? So you never know what you can find at these things.
No, it's always a really mixed bag, especially when it's not pinged at one specific IP.
But when I say things like, you might go to the toy fair, and then when I realised it was a horror one, I was like, oh, this might be a bit dodgy, because I don't know how he's going to react, just in case there's folk dressed up as. But then my sister's like, are you stupid or something? I was like, what do you mean? She's like, you do realise he sits and watches from an It and from an Michael Myers and Chucky and Freddy, and I was like,
oh wow,
right.
He's not going to be phased in the slightest then.
He's more excited to see if anybody's dressed as Pennywise.
Oh, God.
I was like, the boy has no fear, man. No fear at all.
That's crazy, man. Well, no, good on him. I mean, I used to watch every horror film under the sun when I was his age, and look, I turned out completely normal, Baz. So you got nothing to worry about.
No, you can when he's quiet. I don't know if your wee boy does that when he's on his tablet or his thingy, but he'll just sit in the corner with the headphones on. And I know when he's quiet, he's watching something that he shouldn't be watching, and you just kind of like, and he's watching from Chucky.
Oh, no.
It's like, get that off.
Oh,
And then it was like
yeah.
last night.
Carry on, Baz.
It was like last night before he went to his football training. He was sitting there with his headphones on, and it's like he's awfully quiet. And it's like, it's not like him to be quiet. What's he doing on that? And I looked to her, and he's watching the new Evil Dead series. And it's wow. You not got any fear, mate? He's like, no.
Wow, that's one break. I've got to admit, Jackson is not. He's not into the horror stuff at all, you know. So sorry if you just heard that. If you just heard that, someone just messaged me. I made the mistake of having my phone by my audio interface, so I do apologise if you had the da.
Don't worry, same thing happens.
So we've got Gap. We've got Ronaldo.
Hey boys.
Hello guys. Yeah. Manga Fanga Danga.
Manga Fangadanga, our second
Gerard.
There's news called Manga Fandango.
We've got 3 Goblins.
Ah.
Hello guys, hello.
We've got somebody cried Action Pot Chat. I don't know who that is.
no idea.
Yeah, no, I keep coming across this action popcast tosspot. I don't ban them, kick them, boot them from the studio, mate.
So what have you been up to this week then?
Me? Not an awful lot. I'd just work, and my life's pretty boring through the week. Because I had to get a couple of podcasts edited up, and So that took a while. I had because I had microphone issues on Saturday night, so I spent like 2 hours last night like troubleshooting them with Monkey Boy. Hopefully, I sound do I sound a normal volume tonight? Do I sound okay?
You sound fine when you sound perfect.
Yeah,
Brilliant. Because like literally, last night I wanted Monkey Boy could see me going absolutely berserk at everything around me. And so yeah, no, just doing a little bit of editing this week. Tomorrow, it's always a couple of beers on a Friday because I don't drink in the week. And yeah, so and Saturday's the unification bout between Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury. So I will be screaming at the top of my voice and waking
My
up.
nephew's been talking about that.
neighbours.
He goes, who's going to win? I says, Tyson. Tyson. I've been watching a lot of videos about this, and
I want him to win,
Tyson's
but
training,
everyone. I don't want to turn this into a big boxing conversation because I know it bores people, but everyone who keeps saying that Usyk just gets on his bike and runs, no, he doesn't. If you think that, you don't know boxing. He's really aggressive, and everyone Fury's ever struggled with has been Scott Cunningham. They've been little. Fury's got all the tools in the bag, but does he show up and do it on the night?
I like to see the Mike Tyson one, to be honest with you. I think Mike Tyson's going to destroy him. Like,
hopefully, unfortunately, power's the last thing to go. But it's I just think
I've been watching a lot of his training videos that he's
money.
been putting up recently, man, and he's gone full force on this. Like,
yeah, no. Just last comment I'll say on Fury. I'm a Fury fan. I love Fury. I want him to win. I want nothing more than for him to win. But all I'm saying is, if he loses, I'm not going to be shocked. This is the definition of a 50-50 fight.
I can't disagree with that. I can't disagree with that, my friend.
I remember he got knocked out, and he just basically bounced back up, ready to go. It was like it never faced him, man. The referees
fought Deontay Wilder for the first time.
I think so. One punch he went down like a ton of bricks.
I woke up both neighbours on both sides because I was watching that fight, and of course it was in America. I think it was on a PBC card, but the promotion, so it was America, Wilder out there. And of course, Fury got clipped to the back of the ear. I think it was in the 4th round and went down, but that's what you would call a flash knockdown. That was more an instance of being a little bit off balance and a little bit out of shape. So he got up and he's winning every round, and I can score a boxing match. And it got to that final round. I thought, Fury's got this. Fury's got this. He's won this. He could get knocked down. I said to myself, he could get knocked down and get back up again. And he still won this. And 2 seconds later, left, right. And he's on the canvas. And I'm like, get the up. And he got up. He
went down, but he got back
continued to dominate the rest of the round. It was crazy. But yeah.
I remember the referee. The referee was like shocked, man, because he wasn't expecting him to get back up and ready to box. It was like none phased him, man.
That's the thing. You got to nail that. You got to nail that boy to the canvas. I've just seen someone in the chat, some weirdo.
Yeah, I think it's somebody you might know.
Yeah, Monkey Boy's Toys. Hello.
Oh, yeah.
You need to get Monkey Boy on at some point as well.
The Premier League season, guys, as well, which is on Sunday as well. And then, of course, we've got the Euros coming up in June and July. So busy summer alongside the Olympics, of course.
Very, very busy summer. And of course, for me, I'm not a football fan, but we've got Unification Saturday night. And in 2 weeks' time, we've got 5v5, which is a Matchroom versus Queensbury promotion crossover event in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Eddie Hearn's boys versus Frank Warren's, and Deontay Wilder against Zhilei Zhang. And that's the top. Well, that's not the top card. There's someone else, but that's the only fight I really care about. Oh, and Daniel Dubois versus Filip Hrgovic. So they're the 2 main ones. So yeah, I know I'm going to shut up about boxing. You didn't invite me on to talk about boxing, so I'll stop talking about boxing.
Hey, it's nice to talk about different things from time to time, my friend. You know, just shows we all have very different interests apart from talking about toys, which is a good thing.
I mean, and I can talk about toys all day long. Toys, I love toys.
Yeah, I do as well. But I think sometimes.
You can't rephrase that because it's like there's a couple of folk out in my work now that are putting out that they're toy collectors kind of thing, and you'll hear other folk will hear us like kind of talking. It's like, toys, what kind of toys are you talking about, kind of thing, and then their mind just goes completely. It's like, no, those kind of toys, you dirty buck.
No, I definitely haven't got a subscription to Love Honey. You know, mind you, I did reach out to Love Honey the other day and they haven't responded. I'm going to chase them again because one thing, if you don't mind me telling the story, because it involves mentioning my show, well, mine and Monkey Boy's show. It's not just mine, it's 50-50, me and Monkey Boy. I wanted Love Honey to sponsor an episode of Live and Moderately Entertaining, and they're yet to respond. So I'm every week I just message anyone random. Just the more ridiculous, the better. Because we're never going to get one. But, you know, just on that off chance that one day somebody says, yes, we'll sponsor you. Because on one episode, we wanted a crisp company to sponsor us.
The only thing is, if you go with them, they're like, but we want you to promote this thing, and you'd be like, fuck.
I was going to say, this conversation is a left turn, isn't it?
No, I've got no filter whatsoever. So it's like even on Saturday night, we had a troll in the chat, and trying to troll me and Monkey Boy. Are you mental? Like, you could, if there's two people you could pick who just, we don't care. We were laughing. We enjoyed it.
I'd have paid good money to see that.
But no, you know, after Baz's stream, I'll happily send you the link to it. It was fun times.
I need to actually think, because I think I only got like the first 45 minutes of it, man, and then I had to go and do something, and I completely went back and these were finished. I was like, Christ almighty, that's not 2 hours already, surely, Christ.
Well, I guess what me and Monkey Boy try and do is we try and aim for around an hour and a half, hour and 40. But if, you know, if the subject goes on a little, Kim Gonick, the 50% of the other show I do, the Action Popcast, I've got both.
I wasn't going to I apologise because I wasn't too sure how to pronounce that.
Kim Gonick, yeah. So, so I've completely lost my train of thought now, but there we go.
My train of thought left station a long time here.
But yeah, no, it's oh no, I was saying about running times. But if the conversation's going well and the audience are engaged and the chat, you know, I've been very fortunate. The last episode of APC I did with Kim, the chat were incredibly engaged. The last episode of Lame I did, in fact, every episode of Lame we've done, the chat have remained engaged. Of course, me and Kim hadn't been live before. Well, we did our first ever one live and we moved away from it. And then we did a live one a couple of weeks ago. And that worked really well in the audience. So if people are engaged and the subject's continuing and people, you know, you're taking comments from the people in the chat, which also broadens the conversation. And so you're sort of handing over the steering wheel a little bit to the chat in some sense, which is
what is Monkey Boy saying? Coming at next.
God!
Oh God. Well,
What you let the steam me onto the chat anyway? I don't understand why it makes difference.
What? Oh, sorry, that was my wife in the background being very confused by what's going on. I'm just going to say, let's just run with it. Let's just run with it as we always do.
Hello.
You're going to regret bringing your phone in with you.
Sorry about that. I'm gonna put it on Do Not Disturb. Did you hear that going? I do apologise. I normally put it on Do Not Disturb. I don't know why I don't, because you know the only people I ever speak to are Monkey Boy and Kim, and they're in the chat, and my wife and kid, and they're in the house. So I don't, you know.
Shouldn't we be concerned that you put Monkey Boy and Kim first? You, I think. Child.
No. It's just literally because I could see their names on the screen. But no, do I put Monkey Boy? I don't put Monkey Boy ahead of Carla, of course not. Although Monkey Boy has got beautiful hair. Have you seen it? It's beautiful.
I need to get one Thursday when Monkey Boy and yourselves free. We need to try and get the 2 years on.
Oh God, carnage.
Yeah, that'll be might try and do that, depending on what, because I'm working next Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then that's me on holiday for, I think it's 12 days I'm on. Try and get you on one day and that week I'm off.
you know, I can't speak for Monkey Boy, but I'm always happy to do it. And has Kim been on here before with me? I can't recall.
Don't think so, no.
No, I don't
so.
think so. Oh, I think that's it. She was on the chill stream, because there's another it's different. Both people, I have different dynamics of both people. Kim spends her time telling me off because I'm a child, and Monkey Boy spends his time encouraging me to be a child, and we ramp each other up. So
Is it like a left? Is
Monkey
it like
Boy
a left
is
and right
because
devil thing going on?
I'm just useful.
no, that is not the case. That is not the case, Kim, and you know that. No, it's just it's a different, like, you know, Kim like sort of Kim sort of keeps me keeps me on point to where I need to be in a show, because APC is you know, it's a more serious show, although you wouldn't think it from the last one, because I had a giggle fit in the middle of it and had to go off camera. And me and Monkey Boy are both we're both a couple of pair of idiots, so you know.
Hey, I think we can safely say, without fear or contradiction, that every single one of us in the chat and on the stream are idiots in one way, shape, or form.
What's Kim saying? True, I am not even useful now. Nick learns to do his own tech.
See, I learned to do my own tech because I don't like leaning on Kim all the time to do stuff for me, because what I thought, well, if I learn to do it, then I don't like putting people out to do anything. That's the thing with me. Like, I don't like, and to be honest with you, I'm probably still going to have to ask her to do the next set of slides, because I can't bloody remember how to get on my OneDrive thing again. It was more luck than judgment that I managed to do it last time. I'm not very tech savvy, and I have to remember that, like, everything around me that I could hit in tempers, you know, I've saved long and hard for it and worked a lot of hours for it, so I can't just, like, you know.
Yeah, you think about it, man. I think we've all seen your toolbox. All you need is your cuppa and your kettle for your cup of tea.
Oh yeah, I showed you all that, didn't I? Yeah. So I
like that. It was like the thing about you showing your tool kings out, and you just open that and goes, all you need is a cuppa and I've got to be really boring. I use DeWalt toolboxes because they all stack together.
Yes,
and
they are brilliant.
Speak for yourself. I am quite smart, actually.
She's very smart, very, very smart indeed. Far smarter than me. Yeah, so I buy these DeWalt boxes because they stack and you can put them on wheels. But I showed the lads one day. I was like, getting in, get your toolbox out ready for work. I opened it up and I showed it. It's just tea, coffee, kettle, mugs. That's the most important toolbox. That's the first toolbox into every job.
Because as soon as you start your job, you need to have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. Absolutely. Just to get in there.
As a rule, I don't work in places that have people, and I work on sites with no one on, and I work on my own a lot. So, you know, you got to have your toolbox. And then you got to get your Bluetooth speaker out, get your podcast going, and listening to what was she saying there? Smarter than Nick, not raising the bar, are we? Oh gosh, no, she's acid tongue tonight, that lady.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there.
No, speak for yourself, I would say. Quite.
Yeah, I would say because I have to work on my own quite a lot. So it's like you say, a cup of tea in one hand, keyboard in the other, Spotify or a audiobook on in the background, and I'm good.
Yeah, man. I mean, today for instance, I've been listening to Tony Bellew, the boxer's audiobook. And but well, first of all, I listened to him. It's a couple of years old now. I listened to him on Rob Beckett and Josh Widdicombe's podcast. And I know Tony Bellew's funny. A lot of people think he's aggy. He is aggy and he is nuts. You don't become world champion without having something about you. But I was painting today. I was painting this bathroom, and I was trying to cut in. I had to stop because I was laughing because when he was talking about his kids. I don't want to ruin it. Just guys, just go listen to that. That was, if you're at work tomorrow, anyone, and you want just an hour of laughs, you know.
That's another person we need to get on at some point. Is we need to get General Gap on. I think it'll be a good laugh.
We see him in the chat all the time. Say, "Come on, Gap, get your ass into gear."
Yeah, absolutely. Got to get them all on. The thing is, it's such a this is such a small community, and we all sort of know each other, and many of us have met in person now. And the only thing that really restricts is when people are on other sides of the world, which obviously I would say it's problematic. But then we keep getting the American invasion each year here because we had Scuba Pete 2 years running. So,
But it's like I was saying, Nick. I was saying this to Anne when we go to Scotland in October. I've said one of the first things on the list is to meet the idiot above your head there.
Hi, Nick.
You know the Scottish idiot that likes his
Hey,
eyebrows.
Mr. B.
Mr. B.
Mr. B.
See, I've told this story before, I'm sure, on one of Rum's streams, but whenever anyone says Mr. B, it confuses me because my surname begins with B, and people I work with call me Mr. B. Mother-in-law calls me Mr. B. So I hear Mr. B, and my brain goes, it's not me. It's Mr. B on here.
It's kind of like the equivalent of being called Mr. Pugh. I'm so used to people calling me Ian. And the people call me Mr. Pugh or Mr. Warpy. I'm like, did my dad walk in? Did my father-in-law walk in? What's happened there?
I mean, being called Mr. B is far better than some of the things I get called sometimes, to be fair.
So the majority of the people that we know in this community, they always cry me Baz, but there's a couple crying me by my proper name, Barry, and it's kind of weird when everybody else cries you Baz, and then you get that one person that'll say, "Hey, you're Barry," and it's like, "Who's Barry again?"
It's like my mother says. I won't tell you her full name, but the only time that people call her full name is the tax office or the solicitor she wanted.
Yeah. So like Kim Gonick. I mean, I've always because on cam, as in life, I always call her Kim, so that's how I refer to her. But Monkey Boy, it's
You prefer Barry or Baz. Everybody's, even folk at my work there, just occasionally they'll say Barry, but the majority of them do just cry me Baz. It's just Baz is easy. It's better because everybody else cries me. So
yeah, and that's it. It's like Monkey Boy. Everyone knows his name's Dave. It's not a
Hey,
secret,
Blue.
but I call him Monkey Boy, and I always do all the time. Occasionally, Dave. So it's like Scuba Pete. When you're with Scuba in person, everyone calls him Scuba. No one's saying, "Oh, Pete." It's all Scuba. So it just whatever sort of name people still call me. Like when we were at the meetup at the NEC, I rarely got called Nick. Everyone was like APD. So because it's what people associate you with, which is fine. I mean, I confused it a bit for people when we changed the channel name to APC to Action Popcast because I'm still at APD. Did you see the second episode of Monkey Lizard Hangout I did with Rum?
I watched about it.
He was going off on one. He's like,
I watched a bit, but I started laughing like hell. So
well, I'm aiming for the treble. I want to be the first person to be on there 3 times because someone else is going on there a second time now. So I don't. It's not a special exclusive club anymore. So I want the treble, but I'll have to wait till next year.
It's always good to jump on a stream with Salacious, man. You're having a bad day, kind of thing. It was like the day that my mum passed away. It's like doing the Lego stream. I was kind of just sitting here, fucking hanging. I was like, you know what? Even he didn't want me to come on because he thingy did, but I just needed that thing just to cheer me up, and it kind of got me through the rest of the day, kind of thing. Just with because it just takes one sentence for Rum. You say something and it completely changes it. Doesn't change the subject.
100%. And
you just have to say George to him, and he'll be like, he'll come out with something like totally. I was like, okay, right, let's go with this.
Absolutely. But then here's the thing as well. I mean, I appreciate, as you say, you've had some dark times of late, Baz, and people go through stuff, and it's in the darkest hour. Sometimes just the funniest little quip or joke that can change the whole momentum of a day, can't it? It can take you from down to up, or and it's incredible. Comedy is always good,
Right. And sometimes Nick, I don't know about you, but it can be the silliest little thing, and then you'll keep coming back to it mentally throughout the day. You might as well just dwell on it.
I'm gonna ask Kim Gonick to put it in the chat now. I can't remember. Something set me off in the last show we did together, and I can't remember. But I was howling like a baby. I mean, I spat beer out. I had to come off camera. Everything. I was done. I was wrecked. I was finished. I'm trying to like do a semi-serious show, and sorry I swore then. I've just lost it. Do you know what I don't know why I'm saying sorry I swore. I'm with Baz, Mr.
Ian, because I'm married.
Oops, sorry, that was me tea, I think.
Hello, sorry to interrupt. Because I'm married right in the room. Can you shut up? Can you lock the door, please?
Yes,
Well, have you picked anything recently up, Nick, or are you saving your pennies up?
So recently, I did pick up a couple of bits at the NEC, but that was sort of seems like a lifetime ago. And it's mainly all for Jackson and something for Carla. I brought sorry, I haven't got it to show. I brought Carla a Daypole Sylvester McCoy.
I've seen that.
Figure.
That was a good that was a good deal you got with that.
That was a bargain with that. And I bought Jackson a GoldenEye 90s Action Man special edition thing and a couple of the James Bond cars. But all my money of late's been going into this stuff because
I was just going to say you've got a new hideout, your own cubbyhole.
I mean, honestly, I haven't got my. If I had my, I used to use my old phone as a webcam. Because it's a 4K webcam, basically. This is just 720 on it. Not that it matters on StreamYard, because it's only 720 anyway. But if I could have took it off and showed you, I would have. Maybe I could come in on my other phone and actually give you a tour of the room. Because it's ridiculous, because I'll go like that, and it's done. Look, I can I can touch the door behind me, man. I'm touching the wall in front of me. I do walk like an Egyptian dance, you know. It's very small in here, but it
where
works.
is the room anyway? It looks like a cubicle or a closet that you're in there.
Well, people the other night were saying it looks like a toilet, so I actually said to Monkey Boy yesterday, I'm actually going to install a toilet roll holder just there, genuinely, and stick a loo roll on it, because if that's what people want to call it, I'm going to lean into it. I'm not worried. But no, so where I live very remote and in the countryside, and this is a really old-fashioned cottage I live in. And if I open this curtain here, you might be able to see.
Yo, Joe.
See the door?
Yeah.
Okay, so that there.
Not.
Weird thing about country folk, no one uses our front door. Our front door doesn't even have a letterbox in it. Our back door has a letterbox, and everyone, the postman, delivery men, everyone comes to the back door because it's just a thing in the countryside, and no one uses that door, ever. So this room was just stacked up with absolute crap. I had a couple of PA speakers in here, my bass amps, just boxes and boxes of old spare bits of Star Wars toys and Action Men. And I sorted through it all. I sold my PA speakers to fund some of this because I'll tell you something now, if you ever want to soundproof a room, these tiles are ridiculous. Like, I'm glad I wouldn't have been able to have afforded these tiles if I didn't sell my PA speakers, honestly. Insane how much it costs to soundproof.
The best.
Well, you didn't realise now, Nick, you've got to get yourself a bathtub and just stream from the bathtub.
Well, maybe I could fit a shower head behind. Maybe that's what I could do, because the original plan was to put a green screen curtain there. But then I realised because of the camera, I would have to move back even further to the door to catch all the green screen, or it wouldn't work. So I thought, I can't be bothered with that.
What is Nicky Boy saying? So we've learned that the country folk use back doors.
Yes. If that's your one takeaway of the evening,
open my cupboard at all, it falls in.
So I've probably got. If I can probably share a picture of it if you wanted to see it, the before and after. He says, but no, I can't do that because for some reason the only slide I deleted from the last show was that slide. There we go. Just typical.
I know Ian says he's got something he wants to show off.
Yes, a very interesting little item. I decided to...
I'll put it on the big screen for a minute so you can...
I decided to make the mistake of diving into Corgi.
Oh dear.
And I've been getting into my 1960s television of late. So what better to start off my Corgi collection than this? Hang on, if it's the right way around. There we go. It is a rare or rare-ish double Avengers pack from 1960-ish.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
If I get it out now, without dropping the thing, everybody watch out for the swearing, everybody.
Whatever you do, just don't drop it.
No, I didn't drop it. Yay! Right, so
It's the concentration. It's the fear of hearing
exactly
that all too well known donk.
Oh, we've all been there. We'll come and show something off, put it to one side, and the next minute it just goes.
I tell you what, you'd love the toy fair that I go to at Shepton Mallet because it's a trained toy.
Mr. Steed's 1930s car here going on. Very nice it is.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful.
Comes
That's a nice
complete
toy.
with Mr. Steed himself. So as you can imagine, I was quite pleased with that one. And what caught my eye about the box set was it even comes with the obligatory umbrella.
Oh wow!
So I thought that is a really nice little touch from Corey there.
There's actually a hobby shop doing my local high street, Ian. I need to go down there because I noticed in the window they had a lot of Anderson stuff in like Stingray and all that. I need to take a picture of it and send it to you. I might do that tomorrow. Actually, I need to go down to the bank anyway. So if he's still got them in his window, I'll take a picture of them because it looked like it's like the boxes look like TVs, and then it had a picture of is it phones from Stingray, and then had a picture of Troy.
Oh,
And
nice.
then one they had Lady Penelope, and then there was one with all the brothers for the Thunderbirds as well.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if they're I don't know if it's just boxes or if he's actually got. I'll maybe pop in and see what he's actually got. Take some pictures so you can see.
I was going to say, please, because as I keep saying, phones is one of the ones I'm actually missing because it's so difficult to get hold of.
I know you've been trying to find that character for a while. I mean, I've been even trying to look for you as well when I go to the charity shops and the boot sales and all that.
I mean, I did pick up another before I show off Emma Peel's car. I did pick up another one the other day, Spy Captain Black from that line. It was slightly more difficult to get hold of, so I was pleased to pick him up. And
Nice.
I just now need. I think there's 4 left I need from that line for Captain Scarlet to complete that line.
Oh, nice.
Ticking them up gradually. So this one is Emma Peel's car. Again, complete with 1960s seat, which is
Nice.
again slightly more basic, but we like it. I was surprised at how expensive the corgis can go for. Because I was looking up a 1960s Batman, just out of interest, because obviously they did one around that time. Oh my God, Rolando! Jesus Christ!
Oh, yeah, I turned my dining room into my man cave just because nobody.
Holy hell! I just googled that little set because I thought right up my street I'd like one of those. Maybe I'll save up for a bit. Wow.
Which one were you looking at, APD?
I was looking at the rare original, the Avengers two-pack cut, the same one you have just shown, the exact same one on eBay. Oh my God!
The green one, as opposed to the red one.
Oh, sorry, the red one. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say the red one goes for a lot more.
Oh, apology. Okay. Sorry, I missed the colour there. Yeah, 450 quid.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
I had my eye on that one until I saw the price. And then I saw somebody had that one going for 90, and I'm like, that I can run with. considering how difficult they are to get.
I hope Anne was okay with paying 90 quid for a little toy car.
Well, put it this way, she didn't know until about 5 seconds ago.
Right. If I didn't hear from you for the next few days, I know what's happened.
Well, put it this way, even Kieran, my brother-in-law, yes, that's the rarer one, yes.
Okay.
That's mental how much that
I
is.
want the less rare one.
Yeah, from what I can gather, it's basically exactly the same set, just that the only difference is that that car is a white one. The slightly different MFL car is a slightly white one, and then obviously the one's in red. The car's in red, but yeah, those corgis are absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna be definitely getting some more of them at some point. They also did I need to find it again actually, but they also did a Joe 90 car from a very similar thing. So obviously I need to get my mitts on that at some point.
Well, corgi one.
Yeah, I believe they did. I'm sure they did. I stand to be corrected, but
I think I think the only thing that they did for the Joe 90 was a car.
a flying car, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just check. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So there's a Joe. There is a Joe 90 corgi car. Is it corgi? No, it's Dinky. Sorry, Dinky.
Maybe the Dinky one.
I knew it was something like that. Dinky,
My apologies.
corgi,
I'll just actually click on the actual thing. This is the one. I get rid of that.
Oh, and there was a Dinky one with Sam's car as well, which I've just spotted as well. Sam Lever's car, which I did not know was a thing until about 10 seconds ago. So we've got Dinky doing Sam Lever's car and the Joe 90 green flying car. So that's 2 more things to add to Ian's list.
Yeah.
Well, I did have a nice little delivery today as well.
Go for it, Brad.
No, we'll have a quick look at this.
Beautiful.
I can get behind that for £8.
That's only the box, but yeah, I take your point.
Oh, is it only the box? Oh shoot! This is why I always get Carla to check anything I'm buying on.
Yeah, I was going to say for £8 I'd have been buying that straight away.
Yeah, no, that's just me being silly. I just saw the thing, and I suspect then that is a reproduction box, then not an original box. I would imagine.
Probably, yeah. Anyway, Matt, what have you got of interest?
No, the stuff that I've got, man, I've kind of kept this other thing a little bit. I think Nick kind of knows, but I lost a good friend a few weeks back as well. So his wife come along today and kind of dropped some bits off that she thought I would like, just for a reminder kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you're probably wondering what I'm kind of showing them in here, but Commando. I have an Arnold Schwarzenegger Commando figure.
Oh, nice.
Can't do the voice. I don't know if Nick can do the voice.
You like a? Oh, is this a line from Commando? Can I swear?
Yeah, I swear.
You're like a fucking choir boy to me, Quaid. I don't know. Is that Commando? I don't know. That is wicked. I've probably got multiple pairs of trousers in that scale. If you wanted me to fish out a camo pair for you.
I think he needs a pair of trousers.
He is. But he is Quadzilla, isn't he?
Oh, definitely.
No, that's a really nice one to remember by. Oh wow, is that Batman Forever?
Yeah, it is missing. It's missing the missile here. It's missing that, but a lot of this will be getting kept because it's going to be sentimental kind of thing. Yeah, but...
Oh yeah, no, definitely. But it's a lovely thing, though.
Yeah, there's.
Oh, my kitty aunt, I haven't seen one of them for years.
whatever this thing is.
I recognise him, I'm just trying to think what it is.
To be honest with you, I recognise him as well. I think I've actually got him boxed, to be honest. I think the two of us actually picked them up at the same time, but as she says, she didn't want to give them away or put them in a charity shop, and she would kind of appreciate them more. So she had said to me, goes, if you've got them, you can always give them to the wee boy as well. So I could be here for a while because there is a few things.
Don't worry, we enjoy it. Is that an Iron Man? Is that an Iron Man thingy?
Yeah. There's something like that.
No idea what it is, but we like it.
You know what? Maybe I should have brought my table. But there's a few Star Wars figures in here as well. So the Rancor Keeper. I think that's a Rancor Keeper.
Ah. Like in the hair on the figure there. Yeah. What I'm going to call clear your throat man, aka Chewie.
And we have, I said, Triclops to add to my Masters collection.
Of course, that is very you.
Well, Power of the Force Han Solo.
Ah.
To be honest with you, I've probably got a lot of these Star Wars figures that I've just noticed in this bag. Because I've not properly had a look. I said I'll leave it until tonight. So we have also have a Tila.
Oh, cool.
We have a buffed up Luke Skywalker. Have a Stormtrooper with his backpack. I may actually have his gun, maybe. We have a Battle Cat.
What line's that from, man?
These are actually Burger Kings. I've actually, to be honest with you, he picked a lot of these up. And I've been asking. I was actually been asking him for a while if he would give me them, but he wouldn't. But finally got there was a battle droid, another Wookiee. Don't know who that one is. I know that's Fashira, but I can't remember what her name is.
I thought it was one of them for a split second until you said Shira.
Oh, it's disappeared.
We've lost Nick. Nick, come back.
Because there's He-Man and Skeletor.
I like the Skeletor, not from the He-Man.
Press that again. We have a Whiplash.
Oh, of course.
Oh, he's cool. Oh, I like that.
I'm going to show my absolute ignorance and say I genuinely no idea what it is, and don't say a bird.
It is a bird. It's from Masters of the Universe.
Is that the sorceress, whatever she's called?
Yes.
Oh, of course.
Or whatever she's called. You have to forgive me. My Motu is
I know. I can't remember. I can't remember what that one's name is. Power of the Force Chewie.
Monkey Boy says Zor. Is that who that is?
Yeah.
Monkey Boy knows his Motu, and I suspect G-Force and Manga Fandanga, and I suspect everyone else in the chat probably does. I'm just rubbish with it.
These are squishies, whatever these are. These are cool. I like these.
They look like something.
I do like the squishies.
Looks like you'd store something in those.
The Roboto.
Oh, he's cool.
But let's have
Is that the new
a
adventures? Is that the new adventures of He-Man?
I was just going to ask, do you recognise him?
What on earth is that?
So it's from the New Adventures. He-Man. What's his name?
Condom Head.
My initial reaction was that yellow spotty guy from Super Dead.
To be honest with you, it's still got his fluid or whatever it is that's inside. I don't know if the cameras.
I suspect it. I suspect what they put in them is like a white oil or something.
I can't remember what his name is. That's going to bug me because.
Let me have a look, see if I can find the characters so you don't bug out on it. Let me have a
I was
look.
going to say, thanks, Nick. Now I'm going to get the. Now I'm going to be calling that condom, and I'm going to know what he's called.
Oh, I like this one. Ooh.
We like him. I don't know what he is, but we like him.
Well, it's got a Spider-Man emblem on him, so I'm assuming it's something to do with Marvel.
DC in it? No, Marvel. What were you? Lemon, DC. Yeah.
That's another He-Man figure from the New Avengers. He should actually have horns coming out his head. Oh, we have a Hulk Hogan knockoff. I've already got one of these.
That looks like a Hulk Hogan that's run up against the wall.
We have a part of King Hiss.
Ah. That facial expression is very disturbing in the wrong light.
And we have everybody's favourite furry Grizzlo.
Oh, look, it's my mother-in-law.
That wasn't nice, Ian.
Gotta find the obligatory mother-in-law joke in occasionally.
Oh, definitely. You better hope Anne's not recording you, man.
Yeah, trust me, on things like that, she doesn't give a damn.
We have a dinosaur.
Ah, because everybody needs a dinosaur in their life.
From 1986. I don't know what line this is for.
Would it be tapping into the Land Before Time craze and all that jazz?
I don't know if that. It looks like that says Doran, made in China in 1986.
Okay, so it's just a general dinosaur toy then, yep. Fair enough. Still nice.
I'll do something with that, yeah.
Yeah, so I've just been looking. I can't find Condom Head's proper name, but I like Condom Head.
So do I, he's not condom head. And
Yeah,
that's
actually,
nice.
if you actually notice, he's actually already on the shelf.
So you could have him posed on the ceiling or something.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Just yeah, they didn't do a Mary Jane, that kind of scale there. You could have really done that scene.
Exactly. What is that? It's a ninja figure, obviously, but
Oh, we have a Lost in Space.
AKA my brain.
Oh, what
No,
the
actually.
film that had Matt LeBlanc in it?
Yeah.
When we stayed at Planet Hollywood in Vegas, every room is themed after a film, and our room was themed after Lost in Space. And in the coffee table in the middle of the room, there was a glass cutout and had a couple of props from the film in there.
Oh, nice. That's obviously
There
about
he
that.
is. Cringer.
Yep.
I already have I already got this battle cat, but it'd be nice to go with Adam.
Exactly.
Well, it's that or your nephew's going to end up pilfering them off of you, isn't it?
Well, probably. My nephew kind of did have a wee sneaky in the bag when he was here, and he was like, "Oh, I seen that. He did see the Spider-Man." He's like, "Can I get Spider-Man?" Might you just give him that?
I'm surprised the Spider-Man didn't walk off.
I did say I'm going to show them off tonight before. I like to see. I just had a quick look in the bag. I didn't really want to. The dinosaur.
Of course.
My mother-in-law. It's the mother-in-law show and tell. And I'll tell her that I said that as well.
Some Knights of the Zodiac.
Nice.
Oh,
I think these are actually cards. Aye, they are. Card
I
game.
can Google that now you said it. That looks like a really interesting show.
Monkey Boy's got an interesting comment
Oh,
saying
yes,
about the new cartoon collection of He-Man.
There's some Batacons. They will actually go because I've actually got a stadium, and I didn't have any Batacons to go with.
Ah, excellent. My mother.
I thought the myth formed in that, but doesn't it?
That's cool.
Oh, and some micro machines. Yay!
Gotta love a micro machine.
Okay.
David World Toys has named who Condom Head is. Calamar.
Calamar. Is it condom?
I prefer Condom Head.
So do I.
Got more dinosaurs.
See, they're the sort of thing. My boy, he loves dinosaurs, but he's got so many bloody dinosaurs, like of different brands and whatever. Like he doesn't. Whenever we go to like Smith's Toys and they see a dinosaur set with figures, it's like you don't need that. Get something you haven't got. Oh, that's cool.
What? Okay, no, I might have to actually try and make some saddles for these. I've got an idea for these.
What, like a custom Dino Riders type idea?
Oh, there's no Star Wars stuff in here. Hello there.
Wow, that really is hand solo.
Hey, look, it says the fucking hands, man.
That's insane.
From Japan, we have look at the smile on that.
Hands that big, man.
So, right, wait, you see this one.
What?
The fucking size of those fucking hands.
Look at his face. Can you show his face on cam again? He reminds me of someone else, and not Mark Hamill before anyone says that, or Luke Skywalker, because crazy.
Oh, have a little sharky guy.
I'm not yawning at you. I'm just yawning because generally I think I'm getting old.
Oh, I've already got this guy, but I gave it to my nephew. But now I have one. Action Man.
Has he got this? Okay. So I'm going to tell you a little something about him. That's not the correct suit on the correct figure. So
Yeah.
that guy, that Eagle Eyes guy, he's from a later one in the 90s, because the first Eagle Eyes action
I was going to
in the
say,
90s
because that
came out was
doesn't
the
look like
VR
an Action Man face.
No, so he's a 90s Hasbro Action Man. He's a later version of the Eagle Eyes because they introduced it more because the first original one had flocked hair and he actually was like the VR commander or whatever. Because I got him for like my 11th or 12th birthday. Probably should admit to that. Still loved Action Man. However, the guy there, that suit, I have that suit. The original figure had like a red armor on his forearm, and you could wind it up in his hand spun, and you could put different weapons on him, like swords or whatever. And he had like a full like face guard, like a.
I was going to say because I did pick up an Action Man for my nephew that had the exact same black ninja suit on.
I don't know if later down the line if Hasbro sold that suit, because Hasbro would sell little accessory packs, but originally it did come. It was quite a deluxe pack. I remember getting it for Christmas one year.
So that's I would like a big massive.
He's cool.
Oh, and I have another one of these as well.
I like that. That's very cool.
I'm not a Titan kind of thingy, but I know Dave loves these Titan figures, eh?
Sorry?
I'm not a big Titan kind of person. No, I ain't the only one I've actually got. Is if you can see my Harley up there. It's not my kind of cup of tea, but.
Oh yeah, but when he looks that cool, he's gonna. I mean, your display, although you put all the things sort of, you group them together, you've got such a wide variety of things you collect. I mean, you can find a place for anything, really.
Oh yes, he can. He comes out with stuff, and I'm like, what the hell? I'm having to be quite selective on what I collect. You know, I always say to Baz that I try and get a representation of a line, unless it's something I'm particularly interested in, because I haven't got the space for everything. If I had the space for everything I wanted, I'd need another house.
I've had to stop buying vintage TNMT toys because the line is so vast, and I'm just running out of room and space for them. You know, I started off with just wanting like the first 10 or 12 figures. Plus a couple on. Then I went, I'll just get this. I'll just get Baxter. I'll just get Casey Jones. Then I've got to get Mutagen Man because I had him as a kid. And then I've got to get Muckman. So is that Luigi from the Super Mario Brothers film?
Yep.
The terrible one.
Oh my god! Are we talking about the new one or the car crash?
Oh, friggin' perfect. I was actually thinking about buying some of these.
The Bob Hoskins car crash, methinks.
There's some from in figure stands here.
They look like Petri dishes.
I was going to say, they look like because everybody had one, and I'm sure the chat would have as well. We all had a chemistry kit when we were kids of a certain age.
The X-Files.
Oh
nice.
My god, yep. The truth is out there.
Yeah, but it's the.
Now, I reckon if you went on to YouTube, someone will have uploaded that video, and you'll probably be able to still play the game with an upload or something, because people do stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of people are doing it with it because you don't see too many nowadays. But a while ago, for about 5 years, DVD games were all the rage.
They were, yeah. I've got a Doctor Who one just in the other room.
I just know that if you showed that to certain people, they'll be like, "What is that? What's that big black square?"
So on Saturday, I went to this cafe in my town called the Yellow Bicycle Cafe, and I'm just going to cough 1 moment. Apologies. And the two waitresses in there, they were only young. They served me and everything, and I got chatting to the owner and talking to them. They couldn't get their head around like not having a smartphone. They couldn't get their head around having to go to a gig with a disposable camera with like you might get 20 pictures on it, having to send it off to develop it. They couldn't get their head around like, you know, iPods were actually a pain in the arse when you think back on it. Like, it's not as it, you know, like now your phone, my phone is my MP3 player. It's my camera. It's my camcorder for if I once in a blue moon. Oh, night, Kim. Catch you
No,
soon.
Jim.
That that calculate, that's everything, and it's just trying to explain to them that phone is that phone is how many devices, and they can't. And you try and explain to them about you would go and rent a video. You would walk to a shop to rent a video that you had to walk back
For
to the
48
shop.
hours, I think it was something like
You had to
48 hours
rewind
in
it. And
the
yes, DVDs came in when I was younger, but that wasn't until I was 15, 16. Just trying to get their little heads around the fact that, like, we actually had to put, if we wanted things, we had to put effort into it, man. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. We had to. Well, I was explaining to one of my carers the other week the joys of a cassette player and a pencil.
Yes. Yeah, winding it back because it got
And she
pulled.
was looking at me like I'd lost my head, and she goes, "What? And what's a cassette?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, what is cassette? Seriously?"
And then I finally opened this up.
Ah, the Predator.
Oh, nice. That's a nice Predator.
Yeah, but this Predator is actually one of the lanyard Predators. When they done the lanyard filming line. It's actually no bad for a £10 filming figure.
That's a good looking figure.
I have been kind of, because when I'm on holiday, my big job is to actually try and sort out that spare room, all the stuff that I bought, and to see exactly what's actually in there. So probably in the next few weeks, you'll probably start seeing stuff that I've come across.
Well, if you lived close, I'd come and give you a hand. But unfortunately, it's like 10 hours away.
It was like last week, I forgot that I bought the Thundercat Tower from the 2011 line.
Nice.
Yeah, it's actually still here.
So Baz, not to pry into your surroundings, but I always see they say about the spare room. So are you currently in your front room, your bedroom, where are you, Baz?
This is the bedroom.
Ah, okay, cool.
So I come across this when I was moving boxes a bit.
To be fair, that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
The Tower of Omens. It's still sealed, man. I've never opened this one.
It doesn't come with any figures, does it? It's just a tower.
It does. It comes with one exclusive translucent Tigra.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
There's actually two. Wait a minute, I should have seen it on the box somewhere. It comes with two exclusive items. It comes with an exclusive vehicle.
Oh, nice.
And then it comes with an exclusive Tigra that's like translucent.
That is cool.
Oh, nice. Well, when you unbox that, that'll be interesting.
I don't know if I will be unboxing it or not. I need a bigger fucking house. That's what I'm needing.
Well, you just said that you've got another room you could potentially take over, so...
Yeah, well, technically we've got two fucking rooms I could take over, but I don't think my dad would be very happy if we walked in and there's fucking...
Okay, then.
Is it just you and your dad living at home now? So you've got... So you could probably... You got two spare rooms. You could probably claim one and say, "Look, Dad, I'll have one. You have one. It's a win-win."
Well, Dad's already claimed one because he wants that for his little gym because he's starting to do his exercises and that again. He wants to get fit again.
That's good.
So he's got his exercise machines. He's got a couple of exercise machines in there, and his big TV, his radio. So that's his room.
So bad. How many? Tiger, please back in it. What is the most figures you have from a specific series or franchise?
That's a great noise. Love that.
Knew you're asking. It would have to either be.
Pod Racing Palps.
It would have to either be Star Wars or Transformers.
I'm going to say Star Wars is probably up there with you. I would say from what I know of your collection.
Because I know, man, I do have a big collection of Transformers.
And don't
I
forget,
do have a big collection of Star Wars figures as well, between the Black Series and like all the lines that they've done, or the last one in 40 odd year, 50 odd year now.
I sold half of my Action Man collection, literally when I was up at the NEC to another collector who met me up there. I've still got an Action Man collection that many would be envious of. Still got 30 plus figures.
What is going on with those hands?
But I still haven't got room to display even those. Because with the Action Men, because I was like, well, the thing is, the figures are all ultimately the same, but I've still got so many different uniforms. I could like just have 10 and just keep changing their outfits. Do you know what I mean? And so that was my rationale behind selling a load of the stuff. I was like, just sell them uniforms. You've got most of these uniforms in double. And if you get bored of the ones on display, you can change your outfits. But I've still got too many. I should have sold bloody more, but Eda took them as well. But we all know what it's like with us toy collectors, letting go of anything.
No, it's a good question. Yeah, I need to actually kind of work that out. But just off the top of my head, it would either have to be Star Wars or Transformers, one of the two.
Well, maybe when you go through everything, Badge, you can maybe catalogue everything. Cause that would be a bit of a challenge for you. Trying to catalogue what you've got.
I wouldn't even know where to start, man. I'm the same. It's like when I go into that spare room and I see all the boxes and that. It's like, where the hell do I start?
Because we've got to update the insurance documentation. So Anne was like, you better document what you've got in your collection so you can add it to the bloody insurance.
So sorry to interrupt, guys. Is anyone else getting the?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah.
So if I mute myself, tell me if it's still happening. Is it still happening?
I can't hear anything.
I'm just trying to work out because I'm just like, oh, I hope it's not I don't think it is me. I'm not worried about it. I just selfishly hope I was just trying to check that it wasn't my setup going nuts again. Do you know
Don't worry about it, buddy.
I suspect it's I suspect it's one of us. It'll be one of. Do you guys both come in on phones?
I'm on my laptop.
It's coming for Ian. It must be a wee echo for Ian.
It's okay.
Okay, sorry about that, boys. I didn't realise.
No, you don't need to be sorry. You don't need to be sorry, mate. The only thing that you could probably do, I don't know if you've got it on. If you go into your settings, you should be able to turn on echo sound cancellation, which should prevent you because it will Sorry to be all nerdy. No, it'll be something really silly. Do you know what? Something I found out. It can be the power supply going into your computer, or the charger going into your phone. Like when it's charging, that can set things off.
Actually, where is my phone? You raised an interesting point.
No, bloody sorry. Though I just it's not.
Well, I'll bring my phone now. Well over there.
It's you, Ian. It's you. You're naughty.
Blame me for everything. That's how it works.
No, it's all good. What was it? Monkey Boy. Oh, you give me a name last night. Something about my ears. I have annoyingly quite. I pick up on sound like everything, and my boy does as well. But then he's diagnosed autistic. I'm not diagnosed with anything, you see. But although my missus would say he probably is. But no, when it comes to sound, I pick up everything. I pick up every little zzz. I will play bits of audio to Carla and go, "Can you hear that?" And it's going. Zzz. She's like, "Yeah." If I really, really, really focus in on it, I can hear it. I don't like it. Just. My hearing, it's really annoying. And also I'm really sensitive to alarms and things as well. Alarms and beeps send me crazy.
So what I was about to say, and this might be a good one for you, Nick, is that me and Baz, we're going to get at some point, we're going to get off our backsides and get ourselves a transformer and try and transform it reasonably quickly, aren't we, Baz? Not swear at each other in the process. So, how good are you at transforming?
I'm no bad at transforming Transformers, and I think everybody else has a. You just have to have
Well-
patience. If you don't have patience, you're.
Which Transformer? I've got a friend with a very sizable collection of Transformers, and he's always, dare I say it, he once handed me a giant Bumblebee Corvette thing, like from the movie, and he's like, no one I know can transform this. They all go nuts, and I did it in about 5 minutes. He's like, how? He's like, I wanted to kick the thing across the room. I don't know. And it became a thing when we go around his house because it wasn't overly valuable. He'd say to people, "Can you transfer?" Yeah, and they'd give up. It's just mental, and I don't know how. I don't know why I can transform Transformers.
I've got a Bumblebee figure for one of the movies, and it's the Nest when they done the Nest collection. You got the Bumblebee, and then you got the small Sam figure to go with.
Yeah.
I managed to transform that from car mode to robot. No bother. She tried to put it back from robot to car mode. I just about yeeked out the window about 4 times, and I've just left it in robot mode.
Jackson got so annoyed with transforming Transformers, but they did. They've done it like he doesn't play with them so much now, but they did a line for slightly younger kids where you just like twist them around once and like pull their arms out, and they were great for him because 1 minute it's a car, the next minute it's Optimus Prime, but there's no challenge in that for me. I mean, the challenge for me is I'm not a huge Transformers fan. Mind you, I went for a stage of collecting all the movie ones when the film first came out because I was just like, wicked, the bloody Transformers. But I don't know why I did. When you guys played with Transformers growing up, did you play with them more as robots, more as cars, or was it just the challenge of transforming them?
For me, it was a challenge.
We had those kids, man. They were like the fucking one-step changers, man. Just make the twisting and pulling, and here you go. Not like the ones these days that fucking like 42 fucking steps just to get into robot. Because I've got a movie Grimlock that I've been wanting to fucking take out the box and transform it, but that's got like 42 steps. And then I've also got Blackout as well. That's a good thing. Yeah, I want to take that out of the box and transform that into a helicopter to compare, because I've got the original Blackout as well, plus the movie, the studio version. That's like 46. And I think I'd just lose the plot. I'm usually not too bad with Transformers, but there is ones that are like, you look at the instructions, it's like it's telling you to twist it this way. And you try to twist it that way, but it doesn't fucking work. You have to make it do it.
I think, has anyone else, have either of you guys made the mistake of going onto AliExpress and sit, because I've seen good reviews on these as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I picked up 1 or 2 of the Lightning Connection line from AliExpress because
Are they good? Are they as good as the reviews say?
I haven't had a personal problem, but I know 1 or 2 people that have had.
Fair enough. I have seen when that is at Temu, they were doing an Optimus, a Megatron that did look quite fun. I think Cy went and bought one of them, and Cy says it was quite a good fun. I mean, I do, man. I've got a knockoff. I do have a knockoff to Optimus and a knockoff Grimlock.
My friend used to, the guy he used to, well, I know a couple of Transformers guys actually, but one guy sold all his stuff. But I'll tell you why he sold it all as well. He went nuts one day after something happened. But he got into collecting like ones from Japan or China, which weren't official ones, and he had like so many cool like Optimus Primes. But anyway, he brought a Sound Blaster, right? Original, sealed in the box, G1, right? The Sound Blaster, that's the red and yellow one. Am I right?
Yeah.
Cool. And he ordered it in from the States, paid a shit ton of money for it because it was minty. It was minty. It was in like a clear acrylic case, you know. Anyway, it got to customs the bell ends, broke it out of the acrylic case, ripped the box open, threw away the blistery bit inside of it, and broke the tape deck.
Oh
And there was
no!
no recourse for it, and he went nut. And that whatever it was, he just sold up his collection. He went nut. He was like, I'm sick of this. Every time I get stuff, I think it's because he'd had a series of people like ripping him off or stuff getting busted. So I say he sold it all. He's now got one small cabinet, but he literally, like, your shelves behind you, Baz, it was just Transformers everything, you know. And it was just like, oh wow. I think I can see in the chat. Sorry, I can see someone in the chat. Miss Detty says, "Oi oi, hi Detty."
Hey, Getty, how are we, madam?
And David World Toys has a question for me, I think.
Question:
Are you going to the NEC?
October or December?
I'm supposedly going to an NEC event later in the year. Sai would probably be able to tell you the date. I can't remember, but I think I am going. But I think I'm only actually going up for the day. I don't think I'm going to end up staying the night now because I think me and my mate Peter are just going to go up for the day. Or was it? No, I think it's September is one they were talking about.
I know, because I know Sai's coming up to Edinburgh at the beginning of October for the Scotland Comic Con thing. Yeah, I need to try and still put in. I need to put in holiday, see if I can get holiday for that week.
Is that the one in October, Baz?
This one's at the. I think it's the first weekend of October. Ian. It's at the. Yeah. It's near the Edinburgh Airport.
Yeah, me and Anna will be going to that one.
So
I'm trying to get to Scotland at some point. Maybe
so it's the 27th, I think.
There we go. That's the one. No, because I've told Si that I'm going to try and get up to Blackpool at some point this year, and also there's the NEC I'm going to try and get to, and I figure if I'm up Blackpool way, it's not a million miles from Scotland now, is it? So
you're only what 4 hours, 4-hour drive.
Something like that.
Just like call in, go see Kim, have a coffee, say hello, get kicked out. Probably for a bit. I'll probably like, you know, she'll be like, "You're a dick, leave now." And then, but then the thing is, going so I'll go to Scotland. I'll come see you. I'll come see Kim. Scotland's bloody huge. You know, it's just how do you go about it? You know, it's
Well, but I was surprised because I went to Scotland for the first time when I bloody British Airways for you. Cheaper to go via Edinburgh than it was to go to Lincoln, London, but there you go. And I was like, it took, because I obviously went up to Aberdeen Comic Con last year, and it took me 3 hours to get up from Edinburgh to Aberdeen, which surprised me. So you are right, it's bloody big up there, isn't it?
And that's the thing. And then there's part of me that thinks, well, if I go Scotland or Blackpool or I go anywhere, because I think Si said there's a meet up in Blackpool potentially this summer. So it's like there's meetups everywhere, and of course, you know, FOMO, fear of missing out. And of course, you get to hang out with your friends. These meetups, we hang out with our friends. That's
exactly.
We see each other on screen, but it's nice when we're all together in a room. You know.
I mean, for a lot. I'm only starting to meet people, you know, in the community for the first time. You know, as in physically. You know, I mean, we talked about going to see Baz. Hopefully, I'll be meeting up with our good friend Peaky Arrow some point this year as well, which would be nice. So, you know, you start sticking people off, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I must, to be honest with you, I've just got to get hold of Peaky. I've got his number and just say, look, mate, do you want to meet up one Saturday or Sunday? Because he's only like an hour and 15 minutes from me. It's not far at all.
Definitely not.
And I don't think Peaky drives, does he? So
no.
Easier for me. Yeah, so, and it's a pain in the arse going anywhere on like buses or trains in this country. So it'd be easier for me just...
Yeah, I have to agree.
You know.
Because I know Peaky was going to go to the NEC, the one in April, but because of the train filming things, he couldn't make it.
Yeah, I just because my friend was driving, and we were on quite a tight schedule, not a tight schedule getting there, but we were on a tight schedule getting back on the Monday because he's separated from his ex and he wanted to get in seeing the kids and everything. And because of that, it wouldn't have been fair to say to Pete, oh, can we go do an hour out of our way, pick you up? Which, like I did say to Pete, he said, any other time, mate, if I didn't have these time constraints, I just said, yeah, no problem.
Because I think he was looking forward to kind of coming down, because I think this was the first time he was coming to this kind of thing. So,
yeah, no, I think if, this time round, it just didn't work. Like I say, it wasn't me driving, it was Pete driving. So, and he did have a really...
I was just like, when Saya and Scuba was meant to be coming up here, we were going to meet up on the Friday before...
2 years running, the trains have messed stuff up, haven't they? 2 years running.
They were coming up. I think they were coming up on the Thursday. We were going to meet up on the Friday, and then they were going to head back down on the Saturday, and then it was a toy fair on the Sunday.
Yeah.
Luke Reynolds, Pete, it didn't affect VTR so much. I think he went up on the Friday night. Well, I got there on the Saturday, but a load of them got to the hotel on the Thursday. They booked an extra night because they were like, "There's no way we're missing this. This is a big planned meetup. We all been, it was like a year in the making." And I was sort of like, "Yeah, I wanna. I'm not missing this."
Because I think it was. I don't know, happened with Connor one year. Was it last year as well? I don't think it was NAC. I think it was the Echo. They had bother trying to get the train, but he managed to get a train down to his.
It's a real pain, man, because we really, even for me, the thing is for me though, getting there on the train, it's so much hassle. Even if Pete wasn't driving, I would just drive, because the 3.5, 4 hours, the headache of all the different connections, and it like taking 9.5 hours to get there when I can drive it in 3 if I leave early enough. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not even speeding, just pick the traffic right, before the roads get busy. So, but normally, like I say, if my mate Pete comes, he's just one of those guys who's like, I'll drive. And plus his Skoda, he's got a diesel Skoda. It just does not use diesel. Just like it doesn't, it's just so efficient. Like in my car, it's like, oh, you've left the village. Not only have you punched a hole in the atmosphere, but you now need to get a remortgage to buy the next tank of fuel. It's ridiculous.
It's actually weird because we were talking about the Skodas fucking the other night there, and it's like, man, the Skodas all got a bad reputation back in the day, kind of thing, for engine failure and all that, and the new Skodas.
They're Volkswagens, mate. They're Audis. It's all the same group. They're
one of the guys I work with, man. He's got the, is it the Octavia?
Yeah, that's what I think Pete's got. Yeah, because see, this is the cool thing with my mate Pete. He likes my car, so if I ever want to go to an event, because my car is fine for poodling around where I live, far too expensive for 8 hours in total of driving. I would literally use 2 tanks of fuel. Whereas Pete's, it cost me 40 quid to and from Colville last time. And I went up there in sport and everything, and I was, Jesus, I got cramp. Oh, sorry.
For me, I thought it was a spider.
That was random.
Sorry, I'm going to mute myself. One moment.
I just see the look on his face there. I thought you seen a spider or something.
Oh, God.
Kim and that'll be taking a piss out of them, man.
Somebody in the chat, well.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Love it.
It's still half locked in. When it's on the verge of going again.
Yeah.
I seen the look. I seen the look on your face. I thought I thought you'd seen a spider or something. You're like, fuck.
Sorry, it's there. It's all through the back of my leg and right through my quad.
Oh, I know that feeling. I was there.
This ain't the first time I've had cramp on your stream, is it? This has happened to me before, or it's happened on someone's stream. I literally jumped up and was like,
Oh, it's all right. I had that.
Well, we know we invented a new condition called stream cramp.
oh, it's still there. It's still there.
I had that this morning. I was at my sister's car, and our middle box decided to go on her. So me and my dad was trying to do that, and I got underneath the car, and he bother. Fucking see, try to get up, man. It's just like my whole leg just decided to fall asleep.
Well,
I couldn't move for like.
I'm starting to get older because I've started to realise recently that I'm bending down to pick things up. My back decides to go in the middle of it, and I'm like, oh dear, I appear to be stuck. Give me a second while I just unfree my back.
I like I say that happened to me this morning when I was underneath
I've got
my
to
sister's
mute
car.
my mic then. Sorry, apologies.
My whole right leg. I have bother in my right leg anyway, but my whole right leg just went. You know, when you sit down for too long, it's like the blood just rushes. I went to get up and it was instant pins and needles, man. I had to lie down. I couldn't move for like 50 minutes. My dad was pissing himself laughing because it's usually my dad that happens to.
Sorry, Mr. B's just picked up that I didn't. Sorry, I forgot to mute my mic while I was swearing in the background.
You can still hear me.
Wow,
It's one of the nicest fucking things when you get fucking.
it would have only been me. It would have only been me going It's still there. It's on. It's trying to lock out again. You know, it's like it's trying to.
It usually takes about 10-15 minutes for it to come in.
The problem is in here, man. I can't really stretch out that much.
I've just seen Bucky Boy's comments. Nick wouldn't have reacted like that for a spider. If I saw a big spider, I'd have to.
Leave the stream on you.
Mr. B says you need more water. The thing is, Mr. It's there again. It's when I moved there. Sorry, I'm just what a crap guest I've turned out to be. I've sat here talking about bloody sound and moaning about cramp.
Sounds like it's living on Thursday night. People talking about crap, just different crap than normal crap.
I'm going to side saddle it. See if that helps.
Oh my god! Please do not say side saddle it in front of this chat. Someone's going to flip that on its head. I guarantee you.
Oh, but it's fine. I mean, that I have got a really. It was horrifically painful at the time, but there is a story I have about one time I got cramp at a very inopportune moment, which resulted in me rolling around on the floor naked and my wife pointing and laughing at me. So I just done, you know.
Very awkward moment, indeed.
A very awkward moment. Sorry, just. But then you invited me on. You know what you get. You know what you're getting.
Oh yes.
But no, it's yeah. Sorry. I just ruined the. Where were we at before I suddenly jumped up and went
I have absolutely no idea. We kind of lost.
I have completely. I've lost. I don't know what we were talking about.
Mr. B was saying I need more water. Yeah, the thing is, I've drunk plenty today, and I have salt in my food, not too much. I try and watch that. I don't know. It's one of them. I think it's this chair I'm sat on. To be honest with you, I bought a cushion so that my ass isn't, because I'm only sat on like a cheap IKEA chair. Like, do you know what I mean?
Other chairs are available.
Other chairs are available, but not as cheap. Thing is, I went in the charity shop the other day because I bought one of those fold-out chairs like what you get on the WWE. You know, the ones they hit people with. Most uncomfortable thing in the world to sit on. Oh my God. It literally felt like someone had kicked me in both arse cheeks, like full belt. And
well, I remember making the mistake because this was several years ago now. of saying to my brother-in-law, look, because we went down to an air show, God only knows where it was, and I'm like, you know what, I am not going to be able to sit in my wheelchair for 7 hours at an air show. Get us a chair. So of course the brother-in-law decides to oblige me with one of those chairs. After 6 hours of sitting in said folding chair, I'm like, I think I prefer the bloody wheelchair to that thing.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, this chair. Anyway, so I went to charity shop on Saturday just to like have a look around, and there was this IKEA chair. It was a £5, and I was like, well, that would do. And it's 10 times more comfortable, but it's just when you cramp, you cramp. But
that was just talking about charity shops, Nick. You know when it was the 4th of May. May the 4th be
the trouble
with
with
you.
charity shops is there's a spell on them, and only the good stuff is at your bloody charity shops.
No, I found a new friend.
Oh, that one. Oh, yes.
It's when you co-host.
I like that.
What he does is he goes to every night. It's a new friend.
My nephew's tried to pinch this, to be honest. He's like, I seen him the day, he's like, picking that, and it's like, don't you even think about that. Because I will hunt you down.
Can I just say, this has got nothing to do with the stream, but my mouse mat, right? I must really lean my palm in hard, right? Check this out. You know the gel pad? Look, it looks like a bum there, granted, but look, I've just flattened that off. I've just stoved it in. My hand is just like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I think that might have come from when you had the initial cramp and you were like, oh.
Is that Matt's growler? It could be his cousin or cousin of the Matt's growler.
Right, let's try and reposition myself again, son.
What is Buzz?
Well, it's hairy and it makes a funny noise.
That chew is amazing. I need one. I once had a baby Wookiee steak.
Okay.
No, it's like when I went out to the charity. I just went out to the charity shop. My dad was looking for something, and I was like, "I'll check the charity shop, see if they've got them." And I was just sitting on the shelf there, and I was like, okay, that's coming home."
Yeah,
he is in a little bit better condition than whoever had it before me. And the hair was all fucking fucked. So I spent about an hour fucking combing the fucking thing just to try and so you could see his fucking eyes. You couldn't see his eyes or fucking anything, man. But it's like I was saying, my nephew was trying to pinch this today. And he's like, you're not getting it.
Well, at least you now know, Baz. If anything goes missing from your connection, you know where to look.
Oh, I always get a text message from my sisters like, have you given them this? Have you given them that? Because last night I gave him a Joker figure because I didn't realise I had like 4 of the same fucking thing. So I was like, you know what, I'll give him one because he's been after a Joker figure. And I was like, I got a message. As soon as she went home, she must have checked his school bag. She brought it out. She was like, if you give him anything, I went, if it's a Joker figure, then yes, I know about it. I gave him it. She went, that's fine because I know she checks his bag every night and there's always something in his bag that shouldn't be in his bag.
I'll tell you what, it's when you can't find your pop-up lightsaber R2-D2, right, which I paid 20 quid for, and I didn't have to pay anything for it, but Carla's cousin, I told him it was worth a bit, and he wouldn't have it, and I insisted he took... he wouldn't take anything off me. I was like, just take 20 quid then. And he's like, oh, I'll take the money. Anyway, he found it in his garage. It was his from being a kid. Anyway, it's when you can't find your pop-up lightsaber R2-D2 and you're having a sort through Jackson's bedroom. And he wouldn't have done it maliciously because I would have left it on the table and he's got his own vintage Star Wars toys, like all my Carsofts. It's when you find that in your kid's toy box and you're like, that's where it went.
And
I was just like,
did it magically find itself being removed from the toy box?
Yes, very quickly so. The thing is, he loves R2-D2, and Carla said, she said, you leave him on the table all the time. He's got 5 or 6 vintage R2-D2s like pop-up scope ones, and I've restored a couple for him because so he's got a nice fresh one. And the thing is, CSI, good to see you, man. No, the lightsaber were there. Yeah, basically, like, you just think to yourself, sorry, what was I saying? I just, because, so, yeah, no, I restore him for him, but the thing is, he likes them, so he's not going, he is 9. He sees a toy I've left on the table where he puts his toys. That's on me. And he's not malicious with toys. He's good with toys. He always, I had to fish through the other box for the lightsaber. I actually haven't got, I've got a Stan Solo saber in it at the moment, because until I find an original one at a semi-okay price, and I do fully back and believe the theory that if you wait long enough, you'll always find a bargain. Collecting's as cheap or as expensive as you make it.
Yeah,
There's always
any stories like
everything's got a price, so you're always going to pay a price, but you don't always have to pay top dollar. You just have to wait, don't you? And it's
I
trades
can have
as
a
well.
couple of stories like that. You just says, Nick, about certain things. Is that my nephew loves like army men kind of thing, and I was miserably going through my Action Force stuff, and because I left it lying about, he must have come in and seen the army figures and taken a couple, and I was going through it, and it's like, I'm missing somebody here. I could swear it was there. And it was like 2 or 3 weeks later, he asked for, he's got a wooden castle that he plays with when he's here. I just happened to, brought it in, it's like, well, shit. I see, I've been looking for, I had the Baron Blood, I knew I had fucking one. I could swear that it was in the box when I was checking it. But it was in his castle. And then I found a couple of the G.I. Joe figures that I had. The weird ones that come with like the little Lego pegs on their arms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They were in there as well. And it's like, I'm just saying to him, goes, have you been playing? He said, yeah. He says, I didn't have a lot of army men, so I just borrowed them. And then I had a Chewbacca, Black Series Chewbacca, that kept disappearing every 2 or 3 days. I never noticed. And I just kept getting a message from my sister saying, are you missing something? And I'm like, looking at it, didn't see anything off behind it. Sends me a picture, and it's like, that little fucker. So I ended up going out and fucking bought him one just to keep the peace.
But
But he does all the time. He takes stuff out of this room. I don't even know, because I've got that much stuff, Nick. Half the time you forget what you've got. You didn't notice anything.
I sorted through some of my vintage Star Wars the other day, and I've got like over half of the last 17. But I'm still probably 30 figures off completing, because there's ones that are quite common I haven't. But then you forget what you've got, don't you? But then I'm not interested in. I couldn't care less if I complete the vintage run. So if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't.
That was just like last year. I was just like last year when Game was doing all the He-Man stuff for like a $5.
Yeah.
I didn't realize is that went through all the stuff that I had, because I just put them in the box and even unboxed them. Going through it, and it's like, wait a minute, how the hell have I got fucking two He-Man figures here? I already had one on the shelf, and then
forget, man. We all do.
I must pick up because it was a $5. But what I did is that my nephew wanted to get me something for my birthday, so I ended up getting me the Triclops that comes with the terminal head.
Oh, nice.
So
yeah, I moved a couple of years back.
That's a Triclops. It comes with like the head and the cloak and all that. So I ended up just using the He-Man body, so I could have to, instead of keep changing.
Perfect.
Yep. I moved a couple of years ago, Nick, and I had the same problem. That stuff had obviously disappeared during the move, as things do during the move. And then when I'd buy a replacement figure or whatever it was, and then you'd be unpacking the last of the moving boxes, and you'd be like, how the hell did that figure end up in that box or whatever?
Yeah, it's uncanny how it happens. I mean, I suspect that some of it is Carla putting things in a safe place in her mind that I don't know about, and then she forgets she puts it there, and
yeah, the old, and I'm not going to be sexist in the chat here, but the old woman system whereby we know where everything is because it's our system.
I don't know if you noticed this, right, but
But that is a nice figure,
You
man.
know, you know that trap jaw. Look at the fucking gub.
Gorgeous.
When you move it from an hingy, you can actually see that he's actually missing half a jaw. No, like the.
It's crazy.
That
But I
is
find
a-
that this
Right.
was another one I got for my birthday at E&M, and my nephew's like, "What you want?" And I kept saying trap jaw kind of thing, and my sister thought that's what I wanted for my birthday, so she ended up buying it for me.
Oh, cool.
It was actually my nephew that wanted to give me this, so I had to try and. He says, what I says, I need Triclops, so you can just get me the Triclops if you want. But
Ow.
as you say, he comes with a sword. It's unusual for a trap jaw to come with a sword.
I like that.
Oh, I love this figure, man. It's one figure I've been after for a while, but try to get it for a decent price was
Yeah.
I'll show you something actually if you want me to show you.
I ask this question of everybody that comes on the stream, Nick. What is your holy grail item in your collection?
I had a Holy Grail item, then I bloody got it, which was a Bullet Man from Palatoy, and so I think now it would probably be the skeleton, the Robo Skull from Action Force. They run for about 500 quid, so there's no shortage of them though. There's plenty out there, but they you know maybe one day maybe I'll trade it because I've got some cool stuff I could trade. I mean. I've got some figures in my Star Wars
It's a guy
collection.
popped on
which
I don't know if you know
or sell
Rhett
for
from
bits
the
if I wanted, you know.
Devil Flyers. I don't know if you've ever watched his live stream. He's another American guy. It's
I
called
don't know
Devil
if I
Flyer.
have.
He's a comic book guy, so I kind of jumped onto his stream on Saturday for the first time. He kind of got me through a lot of the shit that was going on with Mum kind of thing, and just kind of watching him, the way he was speaking and all that. So I jumped on, and even one of his guys was like, "Holy fuck, man!" He says, "Look at this stuff behind you." And he asked me he says, "What's your holy grail? Or do you have a holy grail?" I says, "Well, I say I don't have it yet, but one of my holy grails has always been 30-30 because I had him as a kid. I don't know what happened to him, Nick, and I've always wanted to get him back.
Absolutely.
I know it's not the nicest of kind of figures, but I always loved that fucking figure as a kid. That you could kind of have him in the horse mode, and then you'd have his humanoid kind of thingy. But I do have two. It's technically not a holy grail, but it was the last thing that Mum bought me,
Go on.
and that was my first hot toy.
Oh, of course.
To
Yeah.
me, that's a grail piece. But my other proper thingy is probably my big fucking gremlin, my stripes that's up there.
Yes.
If you can.
Just about it.
But
Mine-
stuff like
mine
that
is
is
my,
But let's see what
mine
next.
is my Tracy Island from 1993, complete with trees.
Ooh,
Nice.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay. So, talking about collections and things, to give you an idea. So, in this room, as you can see, it's very tiny, right? I'm really shit with the camera, aren't I? So, let me give you an idea.
Yeah.
So, there's my desk, right?
Yeah.
But do you see there? That's all space. I could put shelves.
Mm.
So, I'm thinking I'm gonna put some shelves up there. Maybe have a TNMT shelf, a Star Wars shelf, and an Action Man shelf.
They're nice.
Sorry for the
Good idea.
really bad camera work. And
To
sorry
be
for
fair,
being
I
a
haven't
bit
got any
ranty.
action men in yet. I need to get that sorted out. You've just reminded me.
Everyone's got to have.
I don't have
one action
vintage.
man.
I don't have vintage, but I do have a lot of the reissue ones.
Yeah. Now do you know the shame is with the reissue ones, right? I like the reissue ones when they're on the card. They're made really well, but the paint application on them.
Oh, aye.
Like, if you look, he's missing his wristbands, his boots should be red, his ankles should be like brown like his skin, and they've made his face really pale. And I know some people said, oh, it's because the earlier issue. Well, I've got the first issue squishy head one of him, and it's not that light. And I just don't think...
Like him, and his sunglasses didn't even fit him. In the original one,
so
I remember the
my
original one.
sunglasses came with my... Because I've only got him as a reissue, yeah? My sunglasses came with a bloody split in them, and they broke in two. And then the cat found half and chewed half, so it didn't matter, they were broke anyway. And that really annoyed me, that the accessories were so crap. Like, because it's a nice... If you haven't got the original, just the accessories alone, just to have one with the accessories, See,
I've noticed that with Baxter, because I'm sure the original Baxter, the Fly version of him, I'm sure his wings were... You can move his wings separately.
Yeah.
But on that one, they're just solid. It's just a solid piece that fucking plops into the back.
Okay, so yeah, so the original ones, absolutely, you could twist them.
See,
yeah, you could twist them 100%, because I've got the reissue one, which I display behind the vintage one. So they've cheaped out on the wings. That's a shame. It's silly things like that, because they... Well, it's all cost, I guess. So
see, I don't think the original one was like that. I'm sure they can like twist a wee bit, but I'm sure the original ones were totally different.
Hang on. Can you make yourself large a second, Baz? Right. So, do his wings have a pivot going on to the purple? Okay,
That's
so
that's
correct, and he's got the joints there on the lower arm. The only thing, right? So no, the wings are correct. They're made the same. They are the same, but the wings are missing the paint application.
Yeah.
There's no paint on the wings.
Yeah.
And they look quite a soft plastic as well on the wings. They were never hard, but it looks really flexible.
There's a little bit kind of bent in them, like.
No, I mean, to be fair, so that Baxter, no, he is right. The sculpt and everything is correct, but he is missing a lot of the paint.
It's just like, man, I've got is it Wingnut? But
Wingnut, yeah. He comes
this
with
this doesn't even stand.
To be fair, the original never did, mate. He is Wingnut and screw loose, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, wait, and I did have him. I managed to. Oh, there we go. That will do.
See, I got the reissue Mutagen Man, and they didn't include his oxygen tank with him or his gun. All the little bits to go inside him. That really peeved me off. So I was so annoyed I had to go out and buy a vintage one.
Oh, yes.
Because the only vintage turtle figure I've got complete is Scumbag.
I'm missing one little piece off the sprue for the... I'm missing the little piece of pizza, but it'll come to when it comes to. These things, you find everything eventually. Everything always, you'll come to it. There's no rush.
The other ones I still kept, man, home bargains. Aldi's was doing the vintage, the retro line shell storage turtles at Christmas time.
Yeah, I bought all 4 of those.
I ended up buying them.
I took them off the card. Interestingly, it's either Michelangelo or Raphael is not the correct. They've used Donatello. I think they've used I think it's on Raphael. They've used Donatello's arms and Michelangelo's legs, and they've mixed and matched it rather than doing the original sculpt. Because all the storage shell turtles, their leg poses and positions are all exactly the same as the first turtles. But I can only guess that they didn't have the tooling anymore and just went, right, well, rather than doing one body completely the same, if we mix and match the arms and legs, which fair play, they're really nice. They are really nice, but there's little things like that. Like they released the movie versions of them, and the original ones are real gummy and squishy, and the new ones aren't at all. They're a bit rigid, but to look at, they look They look nice. My biggest problem is with all the Turtles reissue stuff is Raphael is completely the wrong color. Other than the paint apps, the Raph toys is the complete wrong green. I don't know how they got that green from the green of the vintage line. I just don't know.
I'm looking at getting a complete set of TMNT eventually at some point. Baz was kind enough to give me one for my collection. But what would you say is the best TM the Turtles
Right.
line to get?
So if you're going to go down the Playmates route, unless you've got mega deep pockets, it's going to take you a very, very long time and a lot of money to complete the original Playmates line, because you've got like Scratch, you've got he's really rare. Who's the other one? Who's the Dalmatian? Is it Spot?
It's a
Hard to
Hotspot.
get. Hotspot, thank you. And the line is huge. The line is huge. It's like
I know Hotspot, Scratch. I think the Moose guy. I think he's quite a hard one to come by.
Yeah,
Then you've got the camel. You've got the camel one. I can't remember what his name is.
yeah,
To be
you got
fair-
him, and then you've got like the giraffe one. But then the Turtles line, because they did
Star Trek as well.
the Star Trek line, the Warner, is it Warner, the horror movie line.
Yeah.
There's so many, there are so many it's not impossible. People have done it because I'm a member of some groups, but I mean, you will fill out a whole room, they just went bananas.
In fairness,
I
I'd
think
probably prioritize the 4 main Turtles and obviously Shredder.
So the way I started out was I wanted the Four Brothers, Splinter, April O'Neil. I ended up with a variant of April O'Neil because they changed their head sculpt. I got Shredder, Bebop, Rocksteady. I got the reissue of Krang because I wasn't paying the vintage money, but the reissue is identical. I got Casey Jones, and I got a couple of Foot Soldiers, and I got the reissue van someone kindly sold to me that they were getting rid of, because the reissue van is great. It's get a vintage one if you want, but the reissue one on display, it's nothing wrong with it at all. You know, it's just missing a couple of stickers, but I bought the replacement stickers from Zach Paris and restickered it with I restickered mine to be Hero Turtles instead of Ninja Turtles, because when I was a kid it was Hero Turtles, you see.
Yes.
It was for all of us. So
Okay.
my reissue van's been completely restickered to be Hero Turtles.
So here's one for you: 87 or the other one in terms of TV series.
The TV series, well,
Yeah,
the 87 one would be for me the original Fred Wolf cartoon. Yeah.
I thought your one, Ian, would have been the next mutation.
Well,
Yo,
you see,
Jesus Christ, that thing's an abomination compared to the classics.
we see we although we say 87, it didn't really hit us to 89, 90 in the UK. So, and that was prime time for me to have been in reception at school. I like the Fred Wolf cartoon. It's got its I don't want to nerd out now, because since I did the podcast episode on it all, it's like my brain doesn't often forget stuff, so I don't just want to sit here and bore you with like.
Well,
Fair enough,
I'm
Ian. Can you tell me about Playmate?
sure it was the right series, and I'm sure you'll correct me. But I was years old when I realised that James Avery, who we know as the dad from
Uncle Phil
from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, voiced
Shredder.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yep.
Now, what another interesting thing, because when me and Kim did the podcast, we primarily covered the films. It was Heyday versus Bayday, so we covered the first 3 films versus the Michael Bay films. But however, we did go into a little bit of the history of the Eastman and Laird comic going into the Fred Wolf cartoon, and we later did another stream, sort of a follow-up to it for Mutant Mayhem. But yeah, no, James Avery was Shredder. But a couple of times, Shredder was voiced by other people. Because with all kids' cartoons, if you watch back on any sort of classic kids' cartoon,
Yep.
you'll notice when you're kids, you don't pick up on it as much. But if an actor was sick or couldn't voice the character that day, they would just ask someone else on the cast to voice him, and they would just do their best attempt at it.
And you would spot it years later, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah. Oh god! Like when I was a kid, I never spotted that they changed Peter Venkman's voice on Ghostbusters. But as an adult,
The one thing that I spotted as a child, well, I didn't click on as a child, but I clicked on it as an adult straight away, was Michael Dorn, who we know, of course, as Lieutenant Worf from Star Trek, also did I Am Weasel.
very cool.
So, well, I'm like, bloody hell, that's Lieutenant Worf.
Well, me and Kim did another. I'm not saying this to promote our show. I'm not trying to do that. But we did a podcast on the Nickelodeon Nicktoons in the 90s. Now, once you start going down the voice acting for the Nickelodeon cartoons, you realise how small the pond is for voice actors in kids' cartoons in general. It's quite a small pond. It's so, and as a kid, you don't. So, like, one example would be I always said Oblina from Our Real Monsters had the same voice as Chucky.
Yeah.
She did, but she didn't, and she did. She did because Chucky Finster's voice changed. Sadly, the woman who did Chucky Finster's voice originally in Rugrats passed away. So they got Nancy Cartwright, who does Bart Simpson's voice in.
Yeah.
She came in and she took over Chucky Finster. So the Oblina has got the voice in Real Monsters of the original person who voiced Chucky before Nancy Cartwright took over. So
Well,
I wasn't wrong.
man. Sorry, you can continue.
No. I'm just waffling and probably being very boring.
No. I was just going to say it's the same with the 80s cartoons. Is like if you, especially I think it was G.I. Joe was probably the most ones. But if you actually look at the credits, it's like one voice actor done about 6 or 7 different characters.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And Thundercats, Silverhawks, same production company.
Yes.
Same animators. So if you listen to that, same voices.
When I watched Masters of the Universe reboot, and obviously because I'd grown up with Mark Hamill as the Joker, to hear him do Skeletor, which was quite close to the Joker, in parts, I'm like, bloody hell, that's Mark Hamill, isn't it? It took me a minute to work it out.
I have watched all of Kevin Smith's Motu. I finished it the other week actually, and I've got complaints, but then I'm not the biggest Motu fan of the original, so my complaints probably are not as vast as people who are as big a fans of the original series because I'm not as invested. I mean, but I have to say, Mark Hamill as Skeletor, sorry, it didn't work for me at all. Didn't, and you're right. All I could hear was the Joker. That's but like a not so good Joker, a Joker with almost a cold. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, I almost had to disengage my sort of Joker brain to be able to, enjoy the character and enjoy the script. Otherwise, I was like, all I'm hearing.
It's like you're talking about Motu, man. The first season for Revelations wasn't good.
No, it wasn't.
I don't think they knew what they were doing, but like. Season 2, when they introduced like Hordak and all that it did slightly.
Season 2 was better. Season 2 was definitely better.
I really enjoyed Season 2.
The only problem is
it continues that
they hurt people. They hurt. Well, it hurts the wrong word. They upset the fan base of the original Motu so much with the claims, and with because. I'm not a big Motu. Like, don't get me wrong. I'd love to get the basic key figures in my collection, and I watched enough of it, and I still watch the odd bit on YouTube of Motu. But I'm almost missed it a bit. Motu was my sister's thing. She was into all that. That's why I had He-Man toys, because my sister had He-Man toys. But the latest, even I know enough to know that they really fudged around with the formula, and I just felt a bit robbed that like I was expecting it to be about He-Man and it was about Teela, and I just thought, well, okay, so it's Masters of the Universe and not Origins, that's the toy line, isn't it? You know what I mean, whatever the series was, Revelations or whatever it's called. And I just thought, if you'd have told me that from the off, I'd have been totally cool with that, because that's fine, because that's what I would have been expecting. but you kind of blindsided me in the first. Was it the first or second episode? He-Man ends up going to wherever it is they go when they die, and like you know, is what it is. I mean,
see if you actually watched the second part of Revelations, like season 2. You watch the last episode and you notice that Teela's managed to bring basically the heavens back, kind of thing. And you watch King Randall going up, and you see from King Grayskull. Did you actually notice it's Heroes actually up there as well? When Heroes meant to be in the future, there's actually
I didn't notice that.
You'll notice even from Wonder, is it Wonder Bread He-Man? You actually see him in there as well. I had to watch it about 3 or 4 times. It's like I recognise
so interestingly or uninterestingly, I actually watched it all in one hit, the second half, one night quite late, stayed up till quite late watching it, but I'd had a few brews. So as much as I can remember, there's lots I probably missed. I probably need to, I knew it was better. But because I'm right in saying He-Man can now go to Preternia where they go when they die? So, because when he left Preternia, they said if you leave, you can never come back. But at the end of it, he can now go back, can't he? Because of what Teela did.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
But if you watch that bit when she brings it back and she basically sets her mother free from Castle Grayskull kind of thing, you actually notice Heroes up there. There's other like different He-Man. It looks like it's different He-Mans throughout the time. And I seen the Wonder Bread He-Man, and it's like I just seen the chess piece. I say I recognise that chess piece. I had to watch it like 3 or 4 times just to, because you only get like not even 10 settings. But I read, wait a minute, there's Hero. But I thought Hero was meant to be He-Man's son, kind of like a future version of He-Man. And so why is he up there?
Yeah, it's all up in the air now, Baz. They can do what they want now, can't they? It's not following the original Motu, which is, I believe, they.
The thing that kind of annoyed me is that they did kill off some good characters. It's that you never really got a chance to properly.
Did you think I know he did it in the traditional one, but did you find the line, "I'm going to give him a fisting," from Fisto, like, was a bit like, in this day and age, you're like, you can't.
In between joking coming. Yeah, exactly.
It's one character's name that I'm quite surprised they haven't changed. It's just Fisto, Disney.
Yeah,
and this day and age doesn't.
And I would argue for we shouldn't change his name, and it shouldn't be shocking to hear a fisting because it's his.
I think that's probably why they killed him off, just to bring him in as a character, then realize and then kill him off so people don't get.
Orko came back. Orko came back, didn't he? I'm sure he came back. Do I remember that?
Yeah.
I remember.
Orko come back as a badass.
Yeah, that's right. And he really kicked ass, didn't he, in one of the battles? He went nuts. And he suddenly got his magic together, if I recall.
Yes, he did.
So this is the problem with watching at like 3 a.m. You know what it was? I watched a boxing match and I put it on art because after a boxing match, I'm normally... The adrenaline is... Because I get really into watching it. So it's like I need to like... like come down for a couple of hours.
It's like bringing Waldor into the Revelations. I thought was a bit weird. So it kind of gets you the thing is that they're going to start introducing some of the. Was it 88 that movie come out? Or 80?
Yeah, something like that.
You just wonder, are they going to bring in like Blade and all that kind of thing? The characters that.
So this is where I start to get a bit lost because my knowledge just isn't strong enough. Like I know the main cast, like and to be honest with you, it's weird when you're like you held up Trapjaw and I'm like Trapjaw. I can name quite a few, not a lot. Don't challenge me on it. I'll get it will go all wrong if you do. But like when you see him, I can go to a toy fair and go, oh, so and so, it's so and so, and I don't know how I know. Because I didn't watch that much of the cartoon. I think it's just because in this sort of sphere of what we do, you get to learn from watching videos and stuff as well, don't you?
Oh, yes.
It's like, everybody knows who Trapjaw is, man. It's just one of those, it's probably one of those weird characters that, mean, I've loved Trapjaw for fucking day one. See, I got the. I mean, I've still got my original Trapjaw. That thing's been with me from
You should get
the.
you should get an absolutely massive trap jaw on your arm, like right there, like where my Lemmy is. Just trap jaw.
Exactly.
right
Just
there.
yeah. Exactly.
Put it in.
Totally.
That'd be cool. Imagine that, Baz. Trap jaw.
Trapjaw.
Need some trap jaw ink.
Or Basdor.
Yeah. Ah, that'd be cool. We got so many good artists in the community. Surely we could get someone to draw Baz as Trapjaw.
Yes. This needs to happen. But it needs to be orange and blue in the colours of Iron Brew.
Yes.
Come on, give me your team, you make it happen.
Just before we've got another 10 minutes, but just before we kind of finish, Ian, did you enjoy that little free parter that I put in the Discord with the Angry Scotsman?
I was absolutely wetting myself.
Did you see that? I think I put it in your group as well.
Yeah, I did. Sorry, I didn't react to it because I was at work. I sort of hit it, and I'm like doing my fingers, and I'm like, you know.
Oh man, just he's on YouTube as well, man. You should watch some of his videos because there's one he's at a Comic-Con and he's fucking running after Johnny Five, saying that you stole my Iron Brew, you bastard, and all that.
Monkey Boy's just put an interesting comment in the old chat there, Baz.
Go on.
He says, Orko only pretends to be rubbish at magic as a cover. He's actually one of the most powerful trolling magicians.
He's certainly not free. You're certainly not wrong, Monkey Boy. You're certainly not wrong.
Oh, no, when you watch the original 80s He-Man and you see Orko, he's kind of like a bit of a klutz, bit of a tries his best. But then when you watch the Revelations, it's like they've made him a bit more stronger. And especially when he has that fight with him and Scareglow, it's like,
that was a badass fight. That was
when he fights Scareglow for the first time and then disappears, and then he comes back and then fights Scareglow again, man. As soon as he brought Orko back, and then basically he's had him the power sword again, kind of thing. For when the Evil Lynn basically becomes that barbaric fucking big boobied fucking. Oh.
Did you like that? Did you, Baz?
I did like that.
You like that, did you? That's fair enough, sir. Well, I'm not going to judge you on that.
Never going to judge anybody here. It's probably a wise idea.
You can't judge me because, man, I have a Harley Quinn fucking stuffer there, and you just have to look at that and you go, oh.
I get all you guys who've got a thing for Harley Quinn, right? Unfortunately, she looks like my sister. So because she looks like my sister, I just not know. I'm like, oh, you're sick, you're disgusting, all of you, because you just look. My sister looks quite a lot like Margot Robbie, and she's cosplayed as her. As thingy as well, and it's like once you've seen that, you're like, that's ruined Harley Quinn, hasn't it?
Jesus.
That was like another thing. It's like when I was on that Devil Flyers, it was kind of, it's like what made you like Joker and Harlan? It's like, I don't really know. I see, I've always liked Joker the way Joker and Batman always kind of interact with each other, kind of thing. It's like when you kind of watch it, they look like two best friends, the way they talk to each other, the way they thingy. But then when they brought Harley into it, I just fell in love with the character.
Yeah, because wasn't Harley Quinn's origin? She didn't exist until Batman the Animated Series.
Yes.
Am I right in saying that?
That's right.
And she was so popular, they brung her into the comics.
And then there's different versions there. I mean, now she's more of an anti-hero. And then they made her into the lesbian with him in Poison Ivy and the Harley Quinn show.
I didn't love Suicide Squad, and I didn't love the second. I found them quite. I know you love it, Baz, because you like looking at Harley Quinn, you like looking at Margot Robbie. Well, as we've already established, does nothing for me. But I just wanted a lot of people bitched about old what's his name's Joker. I would have liked to have seen some more of his Joker because I don't mind how he played it. I just wanted to see a good...
Gerard Leto.
Yeah, I don't know if he's done any more since, but I would like to have seen a big chunk of it rather than because
I felt
can't.
Gerard
The problem
Leto
is
it was difficult to judge him because I don't think there was enough to judge him on.
that's what I'm saying. There was you didn't. He's very very visually different. He looks very different visually and everything, and it's like I don't. He didn't give enough. And some people have argued, well, Heath Ledger didn't get that much screen time in The Dark Knight Rises. It's like, well, actually, he was only on screen for X amount of minutes when you break it down, but his scenes were also damn powerful, and they very much conveyed the character. And I think one of the cleverest bits with the Joker in it was when in the Christopher Nolan films is when he's telling his origin. You know, I don't know how I got these scars, and then you realise he's lying each time. I'm like, that's such a clever thing. Like, you know, you don't. It's one of the reasons
I still
I think a lot of thought they were
definitely
shooting
a
was.
live action Joker, without a shadow of a doubt.
It's technically when they done the Birds of Prey. That was technically meant to be like after what happened in the Suicide Squad. So you were expecting to maybe see the Joker appear in that kind of thing. But you never did. It would have been nice.
Here's a hot potato for you. I thought Ben Affleck as Batman was ace. I really liked Affleck.
I haven't seen.
To be honest with you, Nick, when I heard that he was going to be Batman, I was like, "No, that's not a thingy." But once you actually
violent.
Well, once he started playing Batman, it's like, oh, he's actually quite.
So, I know we're running out. I know we're running the clock out here, but what did you think of The Batman, the Robert Pattinson film? I saw it at the cinema and I've watched it again at home with Carla. And as films go, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the sort of crime noir thing to it. I liked how it had a different vibe to everything we'd ever had before.
You know, this was.
I'll be honest with you.
I know it's his year one, so it's the Batman, but probably it's not the Batman that we kind of all grew up with, kind of thing. This was Batman before he become big and kind of thingy, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was.
I'll be honest with you. I haven't seen it, but the very thought of Robert Pattinson as Batman does not make me want to see it.
Right. So here's the thing. I would have said exactly the same, but I don't really keep up with stuff that much. And my cousin said to me, "New Batman film out," and I just assumed that it would be Affleck or something. He went and he's like, "Oh, it's Matey Boy from Twilight." I'm like, "You're kidding me," as we're driving there. So I didn't have much pre-preparation. I didn't realise it was a 3-hour film either, because an hour and a half's about enough. But I got through it. I didn't drift off, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, Gap there's saying the Batman sucks, and that's fair because as anything, we all have opinions on things. I mean, I liked that it was very much a detective film. It was less, let's just beat the shit out of everything, and yeah, obviously batters people in it, but I quite liked the dark feel to it, and I thought Colin Farrell as the Penguin was fucking fantastic. I thought I didn't even realise it was him. That's how good he was.
To me,
it's funny you say it because I'm watching it and then you see the trailer and you see the credits and it's like, well, who the fuck is that? No way you see the Penguin, and it's not until you maybe go into YouTube and then you see the makeup and it's like, bloody hell, it doesn't look like him.
I love the scene as well when Batman and Catwoman, Selena Kyle, are fighting, because I believe Selena Kyle was played by Lenny Kravitz. Is it Zoe Kravitz? Lenny Kravitz, the rock guy's daughter. And I like it because she realises she can't best him in sort of combat, but she changes her game up, and it shows how clever she is. So I've said this before on a stream somewhere, but she goes from so she can beat most people in a physical fight because she's so skilled. She can't beat Batman. It's Batman, right? He ain't beating Batman, but she just adapts her way, and it shows you just how intelligent the character of her is. That's probably one of the things I like. 3 hours is a long stint for a film, but it did give you enough time for the sort of character development for me to sort of get a feel for what they were trying to do.
I know, and you know, there's a deleted scene that Batman goes to see the Joker to find out what's going on, kind of thing. I know you didn't properly see the kind of Joker, but it kind of gives you the idea that the Joker that they're going for is the one that's actually basically had his face ripped off, and it looks like, I know that they're just trying to hide it, but if there is a certain bit, and it looks like he's got from like stitches all the way around his face.
So what I'd say to Ian is, don't let RPAT put you off. I would say it's worth a punt. It might be Marmite. You either love it or you hate it.
I will probably. I've got it in my comic book collection for the sake of completeness. So I will access the files and watch it tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, if you hate it, you hate it. That's fine. No judgment. And I'd love to hear back when you've watched it. I'd love to have a chat with you about what you thought about it, what you did like, what you didn't like.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, as a massive Batman fan. I mean, still getting used to comics, but I'm obviously, as a sort of cinematic thing, I really love the character. I mean, obviously, I grew up with Adam West, which was obviously slightly different, but then obviously you have things like. But for me, my first Batman, like most people, was 1989.
Great film. I'm just going to gaps there. 3 hours is too long, Nick. It was too long for me at the cinema to sit down for. I was getting uncomfortable, but I'd rather them release it as a 3-hour film and I can watch it at home over 2 nights like I did with my missus and get it over, and rather than wait 6 months for part 2 or something.
But here's the question. Did it feel like a 3-hour film?
The only reason it felt like a 3-hour film is because one, I was tired. It was on a work day, right? So I had work the next day and it was quite late. We went to quite a late viewing. And 2, the cinema chair was really playing my arse up. So but at home, when I watched it in the 2 parts, because Carla wouldn't sit for a 3-hour film. She goes to bed at 10, but we literally watched it over 2 nights, like hour and a half, whatever it was, stopped it halfway through. And both those nights, neither part felt long. It flew through. So maybe, I don't know, could they have done it as a 2-part? But then, as I say, it's all there, isn't it? Horses for courses, man. 3 hours is... Gaps as 3 hours is too long, and that's a totally fair opinion. But then there's people who will sit there and watch extended versions of the Lord of the Rings films going on for nearly 5 hours.
I mean, to be honest with you,
I
would have loved to have seen. This is me talking now because I'm a geek like that. But I would have loved to have seen, when they did Avengers Infinity War and Endgame in 2 hours. I would have put those 2 together happily and a 6-hour film and watched it all the way through.
I enjoyed that.
But then I
watched the Snyder cut of the Justice League, and I actually did watch that again over 2 nights, and I really, really enjoyed it. It's because I was running out of time looking at the clock, and I've got to get up at bloody R5 tomorrow and go to work and do a physical day's late.
I'll be honest with you, Nick. I didn't, although I watched them. I did, with the exception of Wonder Woman, I did not like the DC verse.
No, that's fair. I mean, I think I probably give her a bit more, a little bit more ease, because like Baz does with Harley Quinn, I think Gal Gadot is beautiful. So
yeah, I mean, I think the main problem with that universe was they were trying to be a bit too like, the MCU to play catch up rather than.
But I think that was one of their biggest mistakes, was trying to just do your own thing, do your own films. Don't worry. They didn't quite. It's almost like they went, oh shit, look what Marvel's done. They've built this big universe culminating in the Infinity thing. But they did that over such a long span of films. From when is it the first Iron Man or Iron Man 2 where you see Thor's hammer?
Iron Man 2008 was considered the first proper, and then over 20, I think it was over like 20 years, culminating in Endgame, which was what, 2018, 2019. Was when they finished. I mean, don't get me wrong, the MCU's going a bit wobbly at the moment, but then name me a franchise that, if you've been going for 33 films, whatever the hell I know, we're bound to have a few slip-ups in there. They'll pull it back eventually.
Well, yeah, the thing is, I mean, it's not like when you look at the old James Bond films, which there was like 20 odd of them, 20 films of the traditional ones, and people go, well, that didn't wobble, but they were formulaic films, which were essentially was the same plot and everything every film. It was just they were the Marvel universe. You can't do that. It's going to be different, and there's always going to be characters that hit and miss. And I think this phase will be hard for them because they've sort of burnt through the most well-known characters. So now, for the more casual observer, asking them to come and see a character that they've not heard, it's quite easy to get people who are very casual and don't read comics to watch a Spider-Man film, to watch a Captain America film, to watch. Do you know what I mean? And I mean, you could argue Iron Man wasn't that well known when it came out. No, but I don't think the first film did as well. It's only because it picked up momentum because Robert Downey Jr. I could be wrong, but I believe Robert Downey Jr. sold the role so well that people got behind it.
Exactly. And then when you look at the other ones, you know, and I was saying this to my wife the other day because she isn't a big comic book fan out of the two of us, but even she spotted that the major problem is that now that most of the cast that are well known, the likes of Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, and so on and so forth, have stepped away or are starting to step away for obvious reasons. With the, even she said, the only film that I could, you'd have to really sell the character and sell the mysticism, which is why I think the only film that had really done well since the Endgame, you'd have to say, is probably Shang-Chi and the Seven Rings, and that's because that was done so well. The others, even Thor Love and Thunder, just fell completely over on his backside because it just felt.
Do you know what? I thought the first four film was boring. The second film was okay. I got through that one. The first four film, I think I've watched it in about 48 parts because it literally sends me to sleep. I've seen the entirety of the film over many sittings. The second one, is it Dark World or whatever it is?
Dark World
was all right.
I'll be honest with you, Dark World is probably one of the first MCU films I would only ever watch just to complete the MCU. That one dragged.
Yeah, so but weirdly, I didn't mind that one. I wouldn't rush back to it. I absolutely loved Ragnarok.
Ragnarok was brilliant. Ragnarok was brilliant.
Yeah, took Carla to the cinema to see that. She loved it. Comic book for me. Bloody, what's his name? Who plays him? Who plays Thor? It's not Chris Evans. That's Captain America. Hemsworth for Carla. It's a winner. Like when we went and saw Black Panther. Black Panther for me. Chad, who was it who played him?
Chadwick Boseman, may he rest in peace. Yeah.
Yeah. She loved, but then she enjoyed the four films. She genuinely enjoyed the film. And what was good, we come back after watching four, and we come back, and both times we've sort of been to the cinema. Carla will now happily go and watch an MCU film. And we got back, and I was like, you do realise on Sky we've got like all the MCU films on Sky Movies. We can literally, and so we basically watched through them. And she enjoyed them. But given that Carla has got no comic, I'm not a big comic book person by any stretch. I had comic books as a kid. I watched the cartoons. My knowledge was crap until I got a little bit older and did a bit of reading and filled in the gaps. Now my cousin was a comic book fanatic. You know, stacks of them, loved them. But I was more like the X-Men, for example. I had some X-Men comics as a kid, enjoyed them. They were okay. But I loved the X-Men cartoon. You know, that's what got me into X-Men.
I just say, Nick, I think you and I are a similar age. So we would have grown up with that cartoon. In fact, if you probably looked at a list of top 10 from that sort of 80s and 90s, X-Men always appears on there. Always. Without a shadow of a doubt, it would always appear on there somewhere.
Have you been watching X-Men 97 though?
I've only watched a couple of episodes just to see what it's like. I need to go back and watch the X-Men 97, the proper 97 series, as it were, because it picks up directly on from the 97 series, so I need to do that in order to make the story make sense.
Yeah, the 97 one is actually interesting. Like there's a lot of twists in it as well.
So it's like, I mean, all the X. I mean, I watched through most of the X-Men series from when we were a kid on Disney Plus. Really loved the Phoenix Saga, which as a kid I found those the most boring ones, but as an adult I enjoyed it more. I think because it was the X-Men. The thing is, the X-Men cartoons always followed. They continued, right? So, but not, you didn't have to pay as much attention as when you got to things like the Phoenix Saga. That was when your brain was plugged in. But then I can remember watching the new Adventures of Spider-Man, or whatever, the one from when we were kids.
Yes,
Spider-Man radio, and I remember literally as a kid being so excited because they did a crossover and Wolverine was in a couple of episodes with Spider-Man, and I was like, yes. So even then these shows, so Marvel have always had that. The comics have always crossed over, we know that's a given, but comics can do that. But even the fact that in the 90s they were crossing the cartoons over, which was in the face of there was more mainstream than the comics were. So Marvel, obviously comic books always cross over, but I'm talking media that we watch that is presented to the general masses. Marvel knew that was something they
was going to say
needed to do.
I could be wrong,
or not needed,
but I came across the 1960s series very, very recently. Thor on the Rainbow Bridge of Asgard and all that.
And they crossed over with the Hulk, I believe.
Yes. So even back,
and Thor was in it.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure
was Thor in the Incredible Hulk, and Hulk was in Spider-Man. But they crossed over. They were crossing over back then. Was it? I think it was the 70s, wasn't it? It wasn't the 60s, it was 70s.
I think even the Fantastic Four had a crack at it, the crossing over, when they even did those.
Because one for the Thor one, that's when they come across his hammer and it basically comes in and I think he cries the Hulk, the Green Goblin or the Green something. I remember watching that way back.
So, again, they did that. Comic books, you can do what you want. Comic books, you can do whatever you want. You can cross over what you want. It's comic, it's paper. It's got its market. People will read it. But to be doing that in the 70s, doing it in the 90s.
I mean, that just proves the point, Nick, because obviously I read a lot of the Power Rangers stuff. I've started to really read it properly recently. And they've obviously done... Fun?
I love Power Rangers.
Yeah. So they've done. Oh, we'll have to have a chat sometime because.
Before you go on with your point, though, Power Rangers for me was Power Rangers through until Ninja came in, finished that series. SPD was about where I dropped out. But,
yeah, I would probably say that I've obviously watched them all in the years, but I probably stepped away. Probably a couple of seasons after that, which was Jungle Fury, and then came back in. But anyway, the point I was making was that comic books do cross over. I mean, when they first announced that they're doing Power Rangers versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I thought that was just going to be a silly little thing because obviously
I've read that online. That was ace.
That was brilliant but at the time you're thinking, hang on a second, what the heck? Whereas that example that Baz has got in his left hand, Power Rangers versus Street Fighter, that had the potential to be a brilliant little thing. It was only one little short that they did on one channel. They've even.
Do you ever watch the YouTube channel Bat in the Sun?
Yes, I watched those because JDF popped up a couple of times.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. You reminded me actually, Baz. I haven't got that red one yet. I need to get the red one. Thank you for the ride.
I've been offered these for fucking nearly a year and a half, Ian, and I've still not fucking opened them.
Easy one for you, Nick. Before we let you go, do you? Because I've had to recently unbox most of my collection because I haven't got the space in the boxes. Do you keep your collection in box or out of box?
So my collection of toys is really not that vast anymore. I've got, let's say, I've got about 30 Action Men. I've got various bits and pieces of Action Force, shed load of Turtles. As a rule, I'm more because I've captured everything back. I tend to be an out of box collector. However, as I said earlier, I do like when they do a reissue of something. I do like to get the reissue and display the vintage in front of it. I think it gives a nice aesthetic to show a nice carded thing. If I have I'm quite tempted. It's Monkey Boy's fault to go after the Fright Features Ghostbusters figures that they've reissued, purely because I had those as a kid. I loved those as a kid. I've got a couple of the vintage ones that were gifted to me by a friend, who and basically see things like that. But then if I got those, they wouldn't come off the card because I'd probably display the vintage ones in front of them. Bit 50-50 me really, mate. I mean, but because like when I got the storage shell turtles, I ripped them straight off the card, mate, because I wanted them in the display with all the figures on the top of my wardrobe, because I've got 3 shelves to the side of my bed at the top of my wardrobe, and I'm going to hopefully have 3 shelves in here, so my collection's spread out. Because
that's actually a good idea, because they're doing a lot of the like retro stuff nowadays. If you've got the vintage version, you could basically have the carded and then have your vintage next to it.
I can't take credit for that idea because I'm Luke Reynolds Reviews. We know Luke, don't we? Luke's a great guy. That's how Luke displays his. And when I saw him doing it, I phoned him up one night and I was like, right, show us your room. I know he'd done a tour of it. It's like, show me your room. And he was like, yeah, all right, demanding. So anyway, he took me through his collection, which was really nice to have a proper, and it's just how he displays it all. And he's got a spare room in his house where he's set up with his computer game systems, and also he's got a nice room, right? But it does, when he's got all the different lines with their own shelves, and wherever there's a reissue, when he's got the reissue behind, the vintage in front, so like the Motu Origins, he's got all those, but then he'll display, the original Motu toy. It looks great. He's doing the same with the Ghostbusters, done the same with the Turtles. It's such a nice thing to look at because if, Luke's like me, collect on a budget, the reissues are within all of our budgets. What a nice way to display your things. So you get that taste, that reminder, but and visually it pops, So it's Luke who inspired me on that.
I mean, at the moment, I'm having to sort of reconsider how I display my collection. So that's going to be, at the moment, I'm looking at different ideas as to how to display my shit, because I've got so many different bits and pieces. It's going to be displaying it properly. It's going to be interesting.
That's what my share is doing, man. I'm trying to sort this room out, get it the way I want it.
I will say, Baz, since I've started watching your stream, that corner to the side of all those boxes, that hasn't half stacked up with boxes in the last year or so, mate.
I was going to say the same thing. You seem to be acquiring boxes, man.
It's because of, the majority of that stuff is that I got during near enough Christmas time. I've just been going to open them up, or
you got a barter with your dad, guys. I haven't got much longer left in me. I'm going to be honest, because
It's all right. I was going to finish about 10 past, but we kind of started talking, and I've just realised what the time is.
It's all good, man.
Yeah, same here, guys. All right, well, apologies to the stream for keeping you slightly longer. We did get kind of sidetracked there.
You don't have to apologise. I very much enjoyed it. If we're finishing up, I'll stick around and say my goodbyes in the green room. But great to see everyone in the chat this evening. Great to see friends and everyone there. I've really enjoyed it. If you'll have me back again in the future, I'll come back. It's
you're always welcome. You just have to let me know when you're free. So I know I try to do it on a Thursday night, and you're still working on the Friday, so it's trying to get in between.
Yeah, I mean, the next month I've I've got a fair bit on. I don't want to give away details, but I've got a fair bit on in the next month. Potentially 3 shows. Hopefully 2 at a minimum, maybe 3. So we know how I do my shows, so it's a lot of work to do. But no, I've very.
I know,
much
like next
enjoyed it
month, man. I know for myself, for next month, man, me and Dad's going to be busy because we're going to Ireland, and we're going down to Berwick and all that because
Mm-hmm.
I'm down to Berwick to put some ashes down there. My sister's partner's mum and dad wants to meet my dad, and that was a thing mum and dad wanted to do. So Dad's kind of built the courage to now go into a plane to go over to fucking Ireland. So we're going to be doing all that next month.
But no, again, thanks on me. You said earlier about getting Gap on. Definitely get Gap on sometime. Love to chat with Gap.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely, man. Need to try and one night. May actually do that not next Thursday, but the following Thursday when I'm on holiday. Well, that week that I'm on holiday, and maybe try and do maybe an extra couple of streams during that week.
Brilliant.
Try and get on. It's always hard to try and get the American comrades on, kind of thing, because it's a time difference. Sometimes it's 5 hours
between sort of 5 to 7 hours, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yes.
But yeah, no,
But-
thanks again, gents, and everyone in the chat. Great to see you.
Well, everybody have a nice weekend, and hopefully you don't
Have a
spend
nice
too much
weekend.
money.
Look after yourselves and don't spend too much money. Peace out.
See you all again.